through a Mashiach. Blessed be the power and the honor of our Adonai Mashiach Yahushua, that we may know him in the resurrection, being the first fruits of them to rise. He will also raise us up by his power. Ye men of Yasharallah, hear these words. Praise ye Yahweh, hallelujah. Praise him for his mighty acts, hallelujah. Praise him for his greatness, hallelujah. Let everything that have breath praise ye Yahweh, hallelujah, 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 yeah.
Your death gon' be, my fate gon' be, Yahweh Shai, my resurrection, resurrection. I'm born again, no more sin. He conquered death, I'm resurrected, resurrected.
Nacho, 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 nacho.
I be Abram, I be Isaac, I be Jacob, I be Moses, I be Aaron, I be Caleb. I be like Christ, I be like Christ, I be like Christ, I be like Christ. I be Abram, I be Isaac, I be Jacob, I be Peter, I be Paul, I be Philip. I be like Christ, I be like Christ, I be like Christ, I be like Christ. I be Elijah, rain down fire. I be Elijah, ascend to a higher. Why do they try us, deny us, turn up the heat and fry us? Is it because they ain't us? Is it because they hate us? Is it because we call upon the name of the Messiah? I be like Yahweh Shai. Father told me never lie. Father told me bear my cross. Now I know it's do or die. Father told me crucify my flesh so I can say a lie. I be Abram, I be Isaac, I be Jacob, I be Moses, I be Aaron, I be Caleb. I be like Christ, I be like Christ, I be like Christ, I be like Christ. I be Abram, I be Isaac, I be Jacob, I be Peter, I be Paul, I be Philip. I be like Christ, I be like Christ, I be like Christ, I be like Christ. I be like Christ, I ain't wasting time. I'm trying to shine bright like that star in the sky. He be my light, he be my law, he be my temple. I put burdens on instrumentals to bend you, mold you, show you the tree of life before you. I'm picking grapes from the vine, trying to be divine. But with all this sin in my life, I know I'm bound to die. I ain't wasting time, I'm trying to shine my light. I be like Christ. I be Abram, I be Isaac, I be Jacob, I be Moses, I be Aaron, I be Caleb, I be like Christ, I be like Christ, I be like Christ, I be like Christ, I be Abram, I be Isaac, I be Jacob, I be Peter, I be Paul, I be Philip, I be like Christ, I be like Christ, I be like Christ, I be like Christ, I be Abram, I be Isaac, I be Jacob, I be Moses, I be Aaron, I be Caleb, I be like Christ, I be like Christ. Ha.
Because the picture of dry bones in the valley is talking about you. The picture of Lazarus laying dead 4 days is talking about you. You're Lazarus. You're the dry bones. You're the prodigal son. You're the lost sheep. You are the people about whom the Bible is speaking, who will stand up in the last day when the trumpet is sounded. Black people are waking up. Black people are standing up. Black people are rising up, and they're throwing sight into that knee-shaking white man.
I keep on having visions that they put me in the auction, a runaway slave till they put me in the coffin. Tears in my eyes with a noose around my neck, screaming Kwam Yasharala right before my last breath. I can't believe my eyes, cause I'm seeing life distorted. The prince is in chains while the servants drive Porsches. He ain't want the baby, so she had an abortion. Grown men walking around in women's clothes in the door. The Zion is acting like whores. Remove this cup for me, cause I can't take this shit no more. 1611 got
It's important, but I'll talk to you later about it.
All right, we're going to get started. We're going to blow the shofar, face Yerushalayim, set up the praise unto the Most High Yah. What we're going to do is we're going to go through the portion. We don't want to hold anybody here later than they need to be. So we understand that there's various curfews in different areas throughout the greater Fort Lauderdale area. So we're going to go through the portion. And we're going to go and set up the prayers. And we're going to commence the Shabbat service. Because at the end of the day, it's still Shabbat. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
So we're going to praise the Most High, give him his due. All right. You know, we don't know what's going to transpire in the weeks to come, but, you know, today we're going to hold the Shabbat. And we'll thank the Most High for giving it to us. If you got to cloak us, like in the time of the Maccabees, he got to cloak us. You know what I mean? Hide us in the caves, keeping the Shabbat. We're keeping the Shabbat in the caves in the time of the Maccabees. Wherever we can keep it. Alright, so we're going to blow the shofar. Face Yerushalayim. Hallelujah. Madim Wapanya Yerushalayim, stand and face Jerusalem. The blessing of the Shabbat. Barakatha Yahweh, Bahashem, Hamashiach, Yahushai, Ahawa'ah, Nathanawa, HaShabbat, Bashalom, the water, from Yad, Amen. Blessed are you, Yahweh, in the name of the Mashiach Yahushai that gives us the Shabbat day in peace. Thank you, so be it. Amen. Now the Zion is called the 12 tribes of Israel to worship the Most High on this Shabbat day. Tribes to the east.
Yo, what's up? Bunyan, Dan, Shema, Yasharallah, Yahweh, Alahainawa,
Akan. So, turn. Let us call the tribes to the south.
Shemaiwan,
Yashakar,
Zabalawan, Shema, Yasharallah, Yahweh, Alahainawa, Yahweh, Akan.
So, turn. Let us call the tribes to the west.
Gad, Oshar, Naphtali,
Naphtali,
Shema, Yasharala,
Yasharala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Alahainawa,
Alahainawa,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Akan.
Achan. So, turn. Let us call the tribes to the north.
Rabban,
Rabban,
Yahawada,
Yahweh,
Loya,
Loya,
Shammai,
Shammai,
Yasharala,
Yasharala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Alahainawa,
Alahainawa,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Akan.
Achan. So, turn. Hear, O Israel, Yahweh is our power, Yahweh is one. Bahashim Mashak Yahweh Shai, the Wada Yad, Aman. La Aisharam Matazawat, the Ten Commandments written in the Lashon Kodash. The Ten Commandments in Lashon Kodash. La'ah, Yahaya, Laka, Alahayim, Acharim, Alpaya, La'ah, Va'aisha, Laka, Pasal, Wala'ah, Va'ibadam, La'ah, V'lakwakwaf, Shamwa, Yahweh, Aliyaka, Lashawar, Zakar, Hayawam, Hashabath, Lakwadashwa, Kabad, Abaka, Wa Amaka, La'ah, Thratazak, La'ah, Thana'at, La'ah, Thaganab, La'ah, Tha'ainor, Shakor, La'ah, Thachamad, Kol, Asherah, Lara'aika, Bahashem, Hamashiach, Yahushai, Amen.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 1. And the Most High spake all these words, saying, I am the Most High thy power, which I brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other powers before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath.
Or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Most High, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto the thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of the Most High thy power in vain, for the Most High will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Most High thy power. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Most High made heaven and the earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the 7th day. Wherefore the Most High blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Most High thy power giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his donkey, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. Bahashem Mashik Yahushai, the Wadathan Yad, Amen.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Repeat the Hebrew only. Blessed are you, Yahweh, in the name of Mashiach Yahushai that gives to us the law. Barakathe Yahweh. Bahashem. Hamashiach. Yahushai. Ahawa'ah. B'thananawa. HaTorah. Blessed are you, Yahweh, in the name of Mashiach Yahushai that gives to us the light to see. Barakathe Yahweh. Bahashem. Hamashiach. Yahushai. Ahawa'ah. B'thananawa. Awar. Lara'ah. Blessed are you, Yahweh, in the name of Mashiach Yahushai that gives to us the ram's horn to call the people. Barakathe Yahweh. Bahashem. Hamashiach. Yahushua, Ahawa'ah, the Thundernawa, Ha'ayel, Quran, Lakra'ah, Ha'ain. Blessed are you, Yahweh, in the name of Mashiach Yahushua that gives to us the olive oil to anoint Israel. Barakathe Yahweh, Bahashem, Hamashiach, Yahushua, Ahawa'ah, the Thundernawa, Shaman, Zayaf, Lamashak, Yasharala, Dawada, Damyad, Aman. You have Psalms 92.
The book of Psalms, chapter 92, verse 1. It is a good thing to give thanks unto the Most High, and to sing praises unto thy name, O Most High, to show forth thy loving kindness in the morning, and thy faithfulness every night, upon an instrument of 10 strings, and upon the psaltery, upon the harp with a solemn sound. For thou, O Most High, have made me glad through thy work. I will triumph in the works of thy hands. O Most High, how great are thy works, and thy thoughts are very deep. A foolish man knoweth not, neither doeth a fool understand this. When the wicked spring as the grass, and when all the workers of iniquity do flourish, it is that they shall be destroyed forever. But thou, Most High, art Most High forevermore. For lo thy enemies, O Most High, for lo thy enemies shall perish. All the workers of iniquity shall be scattered. But my horn shall thou exalt like the horn of a unicorn. I shall be anointed with fresh oil. My eye also shall see my desire on my enemies, and my ear shall hear my desire of the wicked that rise up against me. The righteous shall flourish like the palm tree. He shall grow like the cedar in Lebanon. Those that be planted in the house of the Most High shall flourish in the courts of our power. They shall still bring forth fruit in old age. They shall be fat and flourishing, to show that the Most High is upright. He is my rock, and there is no unrighteousness in him. Bahashem Mashiach Yahushai, the water, the miyad, Amen.
Amen. Hallelujah. Psalms 121 in the Lashon Kudash. Repeat the Hebrew. Anya, Ahariam, Ayanyanya, Ayal, Ahariam, Ma'ayan, Yabwa'ah, Isaiah, Yabwa'ah, Ma'yahawa, Sha'isha, Shemayim, Waharataza, La'ah, Yenathan, Lamawat, Regalia, Yala'ah, Yenawam, Shashamarka, Hana, La'ah, Yenawam, Wala'ah, Yeshan, Shashamar, Yasharala, Yahweh, Shamaria, Yahweh, Tazalia, Ayel, Yamyanya, Yawamum, Hashamash, La'ah, Hakaya, Wayrach, La'ah, Banyala, Yahweh, Yashamaria, Marko, Rai, Yashamar, Napusya, Yahweh, Yashamar, Hawalakia, Waba'aya, Ma'aitha, Wa'aid, Aiwalam, Bahasham, Hamashiach, Yahushai, Tawada, Tamyad, Amen.
The book of Psalms, chapter 121, verse 1. I will lift up my eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Most High, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Most High is thy keeper. The Most High is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Most High shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Most High shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth, and even forevermore. Bahashem Mashiach Yahushai, the water the miyad, Amen.
Amen. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. The Lord's Prayer in the Lashon Kodash. Repeat the Hebrew. Abiyanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Kodash. Haya. Shamka. Yahweh. Malakwavka. Thaba'ah. Ratazaka. Haya. Aisha, Baharataza, Ka, Bashamayim, Nadalanawa, Lacham, Kal, Yawam, Wasalachanawa, Habawathinawa, Kasalachinawa, Habawathinawa, Wala'a, Dabiya'anawa, Banasai 1, Abal, Hawashinawa, Monrai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwat, Waha'ala, Wahatai Pa'araf, La'aywalamyam, Wahasham, Hamashiach, Yahushai, Amen.
The book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 9. After this manner, therefore pray ye, Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. For if you forgive men their trespasses, your heavenly Father will also forgive you. But if you forgive not men their trespasses, neither will your Father forgive your trespasses. Bahashem Mashek Yahushai, the water Tamyad,
Amen. Hallelujah. All right, Psalms 133 in the last one, Kodash. Repeat the Hebrew. Shiyar, Hama'awath, Ladwad, Hana, Ma, Tawad, Wama, Nayam, Shabbat, Akim, Gam, Yachad, Hashaman, Hatawab, Ayal, Hara'ash, Yarad, Ayal, Hazakwan, Zakwan, Aharon, Shayarad, Ayal, Payal, Manawathua, Katal, Harawan, Shayarad, Ayal, Harayal, Tazyawan, Kayal, Sham, Tazawal, Yahweh, Ath, Habracha, Chayayam, Aid, Ha'ivalam, Bahasham, Hamashiach, Yahushai, the water, Tamyad, Amen. Psalms 133 a song.
Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. It's like the precious ointment upon the head that ran down upon the beard, even Aaron's beard, that went down to the skirts of his garments, as the dew of Hermon, and as the dew that descended upon the mountain of Zion. For there Yahweh commanded the blessing of life, even forevermore, even forevermore.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Psalms 150 to praise.
The book of Psalms, chapter 150. Praise ye the Most High.
Hallelujah.
Praise the Most High in the sanctuary.
Hallelujah.
Praise him in the firmament of his power.
Hallelujah.
Praise him for his mighty acts.
Hallelujah.
Praise him according to his excellent greatness.
Hallelujah.
Praise him with the sound of the trumpet.
Hallelujah.
Praise him with the psaltery and harp.
Hallelujah.
Praise him with the timbrel and dance.
Hallelujah.
Praise him with the string instruments.
Hallelujah.
Praise him upon the high. Select. Praise him with the timbrel and dance.
Hallelujah.
Praise him with the string instruments and organs.
Hallelujah.
Praise him upon the loud cymbals.
Hallelujah.
Praise him upon the high sounding cymbals.
Hallelujah.
Let everything that have breath praise ye the Most High.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Bahashem Mashek Yahushai, the water Tamyad, Amen.
Amen. Let everything that have breath praise Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
Let everything that have breath praise Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
All praises be to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the power of Israel. We thank thee, Yahweh, for giving us this Shabbat day in peace. We thank Yahweh for all the the brothers and sisters scattered throughout the four corners of the earth today that have repented and turned their way back to thy ways, that have repented and put down this world and has put up and brought up thy commandments in their life. Heavenly Father, I ask you to bless this convocation and bless all those that convocate today, and bless them and restore them with thy wisdom, thy knowledge and understanding that can only be contained in thy scriptures. Heavenly Father, for we are those that observe the Shabbat day as a day that's been set aside of all the days of the week, a day that we are to gather together as one body, one place, one mind in one place, beseeching thee and only thee of thy wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. So be merciful unto us, O Yahweh, and hear our prayer and receive our supplication this day. Heavenly Father, I ask you to send a spirit of healing out to all Israelites in need of healing this day. I also send a spirit out of reverence to thy word. Heavenly Father, remember the covenant thou hast made with Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov. And thou art to be our power, and we are to be thy people. And renewing us a right spirit in these last days. As we observe thy portion, as we go into thy book of Leviticus, be with us, O Yahweh, as we open up thy book and receive thy wisdom. All this we ask in the name of thy Son, Hamashiach Yahushua. Let all that have breath praise Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
Let all that have breath praise Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
Bahashem Hamashiach Yahushua, the water to yad. Amen. Yeshua, be seated. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Hebrews. All praises be to the party of Isaac and Jacob, for his mercy truly endureth forever. It is a blessing and honor to keep the Shabbat day with the real Jews, the Hebrews, Yah's chosen people. We are going to the book of Leviticus today. Well, that's the portion that's set aside for this Shabbat. The portion for this Shabbat is Leviticus 1 and 1 to Leviticus 6 and 9. That'll be the portion of the Torah that we're going to be reviewing today and getting edified therewith. All right, so, to all those that are here, shalom. To those that are abroad online, shalom. We understand that we're in trying times right now. Esau is using this COVID-19 to roll out all his tricks up his sleeve in order to have total control over populations and population control and things of that sort. We know the deal. We know we read about it. We prophesy about it weekly. We know that, Satan, when he sees that he has but a short time, he's going to come with all his bags trying to extend his kingdom. But we know his kingdom can't be extended. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Right? No matter how he tries, the scriptures say the thought of his mind that his kingdom would go on forever. But we know that that's not going to be the case. The Bible predicts and prophesies of the destruction of Babylon, the daughter of Babylon, and Babylon the Great. So we know that imminent destruction is coming. But we don't know exactly when, but we can see the signs of the time. And that's what the Most High told us to look at, to watch for signs of the time, to look for the prophecies as they come to pass. Right? So let's get Colossians 3 verse 17. Let's get into this word because there's so much that needs to be said. And we're going to try to stay in the portion, but I know the scripture's going to have to come out. All right, so give me Colossians 3 verse 17.
The book of Colossians, chapter 3, verse 17. And whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Adonai Yahushai, giving thanks to the Most High and the Father by him.
Right, so all day we give thanks to the Most High in the name of Mashiach Yahushai, because with him all things are possible. All things are possible, and with him is power. All right. Let's look at Romans real quick before we get into the portion. I'd like to look at Romans, the 13th chapter and the 11th verse.
The book of Romans, chapter 13, verse 11.
Come on.
And that knowing the time,
And that what?
that knowing the time,
And that knowing the time, right, being knowledgeable of times, read on.
that now it is high time to awake out of sleep.
Right, if you don't realize before, now it is high time to awake out of sleep. Read on.
For now is our salvation nearer than we believe.
Right, and now our salvation is nearer than we believe. Right, we're seeing the destruction of this kingdom. We're seeing things unfolding. It's high time to wake out of sleep. What does it mean to wake up out of sleep? What does that mean? How do you wake up out of sleep? What part of you is sleeping? Because you might be awake, you might be watching this. What part of you is sleeping? Right? Your spirit. Spirit sleeping? I don't think your spirit needs to slumber. Right? Your mind is sleeping. What part of your mind is sleeping? Let's see. Give me 1 Corinthians 15 verse 34. Alright, Corinthians 15 verse 34. Let's see what kind of waking up we got to do in these last days. Watching the time.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 15, verse 34.
Come on.
Awake to righteousness.
Do what?
Awake to righteousness.
Yeah, the waking up we got to do is righteousness. Man. We got to awake to righteousness. So when we're not dealing righteously, we sleeping. Everybody understand that? Right? When we sinning, we sleeping. It's like we're, and that's not a good type of sleep. That's not the slumber where you had a hard day's work and you're relaxing. Not that kind of sleep. What kind of sleep you think the Most High talking about? We're like a dead man. Right? That's the sleep he's referring to. When we sleep against righteousness, when we in our wickedness, we're like the walking dead. Zombies out here. So the Most High wants us to awake to righteousness. Read that verse again.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 15, verse 34.
Uh-huh.
Awake to righteousness.
Come on.
And sin not.
And do what?
And sin not.
And stop the sinning. If at any time you ever been, you should have been motivated to stop sinning, is now. Stop the sinning. Whatever sin you are guilty of, it's time to put it away. Right? It's time to put it away. Everybody's not guilty of the same sin. Some people might have, somebody might have a problem, taking things that don't belong to them. Right? What's that sin called? Stealing, right? Thou shalt not steal, huh? Right? Some people might have the issue with saying things that didn't happen. Right? What is that now? Lying or bearing false witness. Right? So we got to some people might want other people's stuff. Right? That's a mental sin, right? We got to put that sin away. What is that sin? Covetousness, right? All right, so we got to look at the sins. Some people might have a hard time keeping the Sabbath day holy, right? They want to do other things on the Shabbat day. Whatever your sin is, some people might disrespect their parents, right? What sin are they breaking there? Honor thy father and thy mother. So we have sins. We have tons of sins that our people are guilty of. But you gotta awake to righteousness. So whatever you sleeping on, whatever you dead on, you need to come alive and do things the way the Most High said. Right? The scriptures say, "Choose ye life, that ye may live." All right. So we choosing life. We're choosing to keep the commandments of the Most High God. All right, because now was the time. Right? If you didn't know it was the time, you better know now. I don't know what more you need, how much more signs you need of the times, but now is the time. Right, to awake out of sleep. All right, let's go back to what you hold on. What's up? A whole bunch of stuff. Okay, go back to Romans 13 and 11.
The book of Romans, chapter 13, verse 11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep.
Read.
For now is our salvation nearer than when we believed.
Read on.
The night is far spent.
The what's far spent?
The night is far spent.
The night is far spent. We've been in darkness for too long. All right? Our people have been in darkness for too long. We've been living this hellish captivity for too long. A lot of us still trying to keep it alive. We're trying to pump life back into this kingdom. Let it fall. Let it fall. Don't hold it up. All right? Just get out the way. All right? They say, listen, if it's going to fall, don't stand in the way now. All right? Get out the way. They say, go to your houses. Go stay. Don't be outside. The kingdom is falling. Go inside. All right? Let it fall. Praise the Most High. Right? Let him do his work. Right? We're not trying to prolong this place any longer than it has to be. What you got out?
The book of Colossians, chapter 1, verse 12. Giving thanks unto the Father, which had made us meet to be partakers of the inheritance of the saints in light.
Right, so he made it that it's good for us to take part of the blessing of the saints in light. Right, so that in light, that means we're not in the darkness. What is the light? What is the light? That's right, the laws, the statutes, and commandments. How do we know that? Where do you find that at? Proverbs 6 and 23. Anybody else? John's a big place. Narrow it down, so. Alright. Anybody else? Yeah, we got to know these things. These are the things that's going to speak for you in these last days. Right? Scripture said, Most High said, he's coming back for those that know him. Where is he found? In the volume of the book. So when you know the book, you know the Most High. Everybody understand that? So he says he's coming back for those that know him. So we have to make sure we know him.
Revelation 22:14.
22:14. What did I say? Listen. Revelation 22:14. This one. Revelations 22:14. We'll take a look at that. Revelations 22 and 14. It reads, Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life, and may enter in through the gate, enter into the gate onto the city. All right, so, I mean, it's a good verse, but it doesn't show that the light is the commandments. It's a powerful verse. I'll tell you that much. All right, I'm talking about like Isaiah 8 and 20. I'm talking about, there's various verses that let us know that the light is referring to the commandments. All right, he brought up Proverbs 6 and 23. Okay. So we know that's the light. Let's read on.
Verse 13. Who hath delivered us from the power of darkness.
But do what?
Who hath delivered us from the power of darkness.
Right, from the power of darkness. Come on.
And hath translated us into the kingdom of his dear Son.
Right, so you said in Colossians, right?
Colossians 1 and 13.
Right, so he delivered us from the power of darkness and transferred us. Right? Matter of fact, read that one again. That's a powerful verse right there.
The book of Colossians, chapter 1, verse 13. Mm-hmm. Who hath delivered us from the power of darkness.
Right.
And hath translated us into the kingdom of his dear Son.
Right, it translates us into the kingdom of his dear Son. So that's where we go. To the kingdom of his dear Son. But first we got to be delivered out of the kingdom of darkness. All right. And that's this kingdom that we live in. So this kingdom can't stand and us obtain our salvation. Something, it has to fall. Right? You have to first tear down the building to build a new foundation. You can't just build another one. All right? So this place needs to be torn down. So if this COVID-19 and the things that he's rolling out along with it, with his curfews and his martial laws and rolling his military and everything that he's putting into place is the breaking down of this kingdom, let it be. Right? Let it be. All right? Praise the Most High. Because we know that the king's heart is in the hand of the Heavenly Father. Right? To turn it and twist it any way he wants. So just when they think they're doing their own thing, the Most High got this under control. The Heavenly Father got this whole thing under control. You got to be that in your spirit. You got to know. The Most High is not sleeping. All right? Who gives life is the same one that takes it. Right? The Most High said, I kill, I make alive. I, the Most High, do all these things. So why are we giving credit to other people? Right? Esau might think he killed. He don't kill. Most High kill. He allows you to kill. Okay? Right? But he also brings life. Right?
I know what I'm about to ask.
Give me that 1 Samuel 6.
I was just wondering, I heard
Kill me,
that one of the brothers teaching the lesson that there was a huge, that in the satellite in space, a huge object,
Uh-huh.
a chariot actually.
Mhm.
Was, he said it called chariot.
Right, right.
Was spotted. You heard about you? Was spotted. Was spotted in space. And I was just wondering, how long would it take for it to get here? You think?
No, we don't know that. And I say don't even wonder that. Because most I say as for times that we need not to know. So the Heavenly Father said we're not to know the time when his judgments come for. We just supposed to look for them to take place. Right? So if it's coming, let it come.
I want it to come.
Yeah.
How long it take for it to get?
Yeah, it's going to take its time, however time it takes. Right? Let it come, let it take its time, let it do what it needs to do, let it perform everything that is set forth to perform. Right? Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
The book of 2 Ezra, chapter 9, verse 13.
Uh-huh.
And therefore be not curious how the ungodly shall be punished.
Right, don't be so curious on how the Most High is going to judge the ungodly. Okay? Because he got all kind of judgments coming out. He got viruses and you got things coming from the sky. He got earthquakes. He got tornadoes. Don't even be curious about it. Don't worry about it. Just let it slide. Right? Right? I know you was wondering. You said you was wondering, right? You said this big thing is coming, it's a chariot, and you wondering when it's going to get here. So now, right? And if it's a chariot, let's say it is, right? When it gets here, what do you think it's going to do? Hang out? It's coming to destroy us. Scriptures tell us what it's going to do. You should know what it's going to do. That's the point I'm trying to make. You're supposed to know what it's going to do. Right? The Father said he coming with chariots. Right? He said the slain of his going to be many. He said he coming with fire. So we know if we see a chariot coming, what's coming to do. It ain't coming to hang out. It's coming to destroy. But read that verse again. It's a beautiful verse. Tell them where you at. Got the verse already? Nah, man. The verse is we'll get some fruit out of that verse right there.
The book of 2 Ezra, chapter 9, verse 13.
Uh-huh.
And therefore be not curious on how the ungodly should be punished.
Right. Be not curious on how the ungodly is going to be punished. God is going to be punished in so many different ways, you're not going to be able to count. You're going to run out of fingers to count. Right? There was 10 plagues on Egypt. There's going to be much more on Babylon the Great. Everybody understand that? Yeah. So we can't even fathom the amount of punishments that the Most High got in store. All we can do is sit back and watch it. No. Scripture say, only with your eyes shall you behold these things. Right? These are the things that we need to be concentrating on our righteousness right now. Right? We don't.
But inquire how the righteous shall be saved.
But inquire how the righteous must be saved. So that's where our inquiry is. Our inquiry is on what? What we need to be doing. Right? Most High doing a lot of things in the earth, but what do we need to be doing? Right? That's why our inquiry stays. And that's when we're going to look to these scriptures, right, to make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing in these last days. But Most High, he got his part. But we got to get our part. Everybody understand that? Read on. I think there's a little bit more there.
Whose the world is, and for whom the world is created.
Right, for whom the world was created for you, for the children of Israel. This world was created for the children of Israel. We're talking about the world that says, we're talking about this earth. It's created for the children of Israel. All right, this present evil world that we live in, this society, is going to be destroyed. But that world that's coming, that world without end, is for Israel. All right, read. All right, so that. All right, go back to Romans.
The book of Romans, chapter 13, verse 11.
Verse 12.
Verse 12. The night is far spent.
The
day is at hand.
Come on.
Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness.
So let's cast off the works of darkness. Any darkness, any malice, any you're holding on to, any grudging, anything, you better cast all those things off now. This is your chance. Cast it off. Don't hold on to it. Alright? Don't hold on to none of it. Alright? I know what he did and what she did and what she said to me and he said, you better cast it off. Right? All the works of darkness, read on.
And let us put on the armor of light.
And put on the armor of light. Put on these laws, statutes, commandments. Walk in them. Right? The commandments bring us to love, huh? Read the 10th verse real quick.
Verse 10. Love worketh no ill to his neighbor.
Right?
Therefore, love is the fulfilling of the law.
Right, so we fulfill the law once we love one another. Right? The love, we're told how to love one another through the commandments. But it kind of comes from the spirit of love. Right? Not spirit of envy, not spirit of malice, not spirit of, wanting to be over people or exalt yourself or anything to that. If anything else, any other, not for strife, you know what I mean? Not to win the argument. Some people study the commandments just to win the argument. Right? Not to actually be right, but to win the argument. Right? These are little things that we're doing that the Most High, we're under the microscope right now. As you see his judgments come nearer, that's knowing that the Most High is coming nearer onto us. So we want to make sure that when he look upon you, that he see white raiment. Right? And that your raiment is clean. Right? So your raiment represents what? Your righteousness. And we'll get a verse that proves that as well. Right? Your raiment is your righteousness, and then it has to be presented to him clean and white. So you hold on to anything, you gotta let it go. Alright, let's read all where you at. I'll get the verse. Alright. Revelations. Yeah. Read on.
From 12 or 13?
Yeah, from
Go to verse
13.
Verse 13.
Uh-huh.
Let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness,
Right?
not in strife and envying.
Right, so let us walk honestly as in the day, as in the light. Right? So the day representing the light. So let us walk honestly like as in the day. Not in what? Rioting, drunkenness. Right? So what's rioting? What's that talking about? Well, you're gonna start to see it's gonna come to pass soon. Being destructive, right? Looting, just acting wild, getting drunk, yelling out in the streets, all kind of obscenities. That's rioting that you will see, right? You see it go on. So not in rioting, because people are going to riot when the thing get to at the rate it's going, rioting is coming. Right? Anybody see the riots of California when the lights went out? Right? You saw what rioting was. The people was running downstairs with, back in the days, a 50-inch TV was quite heavy. Right? They ain't like these nowadays. These things are light. They used to put that whole thing on their back and was running down the street. Right? Right? There was rioting going on, breaking in windows, taking things out, burning down places. That's rioting. Right? This is what happens when the people are they're pushed into an impoverished state, and they're pushed and the law cannot contain. That's why we think Esau's. Why do you think he wanted all these tanks? What does tanks got to do with a virus? Right? So sometimes we got to think beyond what we've seen. He rolling in tanks in every city. He got the military on law. He pulling them out of the waters of the international waters and bringing them right back to this land right here. Because he said he got something going down right here, and he foresees rioting. He foresees the people acting out, right? When they're without, what people do when they're oppressed and they're without, all that oppression, they're gonna start to explode. Right? You put pressure in a pipe long enough, right? It's going to explode. So the people are gonna eventually explode at this rate. Because the things that are here to ease the pressure are not here anymore. Right? They're being taken away. Slowly but surely. Alright? So now he's anticipating rioting. He's anticipating civil unrest, like he likes to call it, and it'll be politically correct, civil unrest. Right? Mm-hmm. Alright? So, but the scriptures is telling us, don't get involved in none of that matters. Don't get involved in none of it. Alright? Read that verse again.
The book of Romans, chapter 13, verse 14.
Uh-huh.
Let us walk honestly, as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness.
Right? Not drunkenness is a physical drunk, like you drinking too much. There's another drunk in the scriptures. And that's when you believe in every philosophy that you hear. Because there's going to be a lot of people coming up in these last days talking about they got the breakdown. They understand what he's doing. And they got a secret book that's going to tell you everything that's happening. Don't be drunk, man, and be following after everybody that you got the Most High. What more do you need? Right? Scripture says, wisdom shall be the stability of our time. Wisdom coming from the Father. Everybody understand that? They don't come from no other source. So whatever book somebody think they have, don't be trying to follow every book under the sun. Okay? Use wisdom. Most High has already given it to you, imparted to you. You've been a student of wisdom for a while now. Now it's time to use what you have learned. Right? All that you were learning was not just for you to come here, learn, and go home and just live life. You're going to have to put all that in action. Right? Every instruction, you got to put in action. Okay? So now is the time to be sober-minded, not drunken, not following after every doctrine that's running out there. Everybody think they got the breakdown of what's going on. Read on.
Not in chambering.
Not in chambering. What is that now? Chambering. What is chambering? Somebody look that up. Give me chambering. Somebody give me a definition of chambering. You can even look it up online if you want to put it up there. You know.
You want to just use the regular Google search?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Place a bullet into a chamber.
What else you got?
When you look it up on Google, you have to pair it with the next word to get the definition. You have to put chambering.
Biblical meaning. I know it goes into fornication, but I want to see what it says. Lewdness. There it goes. Yeah, it goes into this chambering is talking about sexual immorality, lewdness, the night of far spent. Okay, goes right into the scripture. Lusting, right? So that's what this chambering is talking about, and wantonness, right? Which is also goes into that just desiring everything. Right, wantonness is that desiring, you want to desire everything. Right, lasciviousness. Right, all that is chamber. That's a harder word than chamber. Right, so it's simpler words. It's going into, a lot of people say, well, how they want to live their last days. They say they will do some sort of act of what is what I'm saying?
Illicit intercourse.
Intercourse, right? Right, so they want to, go have intercourse with a stranger or something to that effect. All right, because people think that this is what to do when your life is threatened. People might say that they want to die, chambering and things of that sort. So it's not for chambering and wantonness. It's not for getting lustful, for desiring things in this kingdom, desiring whether it be desire of physical desire or mental or social desires. There's not time for that. Okay? Read on.
And wantonness.
And wantonness, right? Wanted things, Read on.
Not in strife.
Not in strife.
And envying.
And envying.
But put ye on the Adwan Mashiach Yahushua.
Right.
And make not provision for the flesh.
Make no provision for your flesh. I mean, that because the flesh going to be fleshly. Right? But put on the Mashiach Yahushua, your flesh is going to say, well, I need this and what I need that. Right? Your body is going to make you want to believe that you need these things, but you don't need it. Right? All you need is the Most High. You understand that? We know that, there's a battle that goes on within your spirit. Right? But you can win that battle. Right? Give me Matthew 26:41. You can win that battle. Not because you feel a desire for these things mean that you must have it. As things are being taken away, your body will start desiring. Oh, you got to stay inside. Now you won't be outside. Then you're going to be outside. You're going to say, no, you got to stay outside. Then you're going to want to be inside. Right? It's going to be back and forth. But you have to have all this in control. All right? Read that.
The book of Matthew, chapter 26, verse 41.
Read.
Watch and pray.
Do what?
Watch and pray.
The Bible says watch and pray. Right? So you're going to watch what's going on. You're going to pray to the Most High that His will be done. Come on.
That ye enter not into temptation.
That you don't let nothing tempt you in these last days. Because as things start being taken away from you, here come the tempter. Everybody understand that? As you getting weakened in certain things in this world, your grip on this world is being weakened, here comes Satan in the middle of that. You know what you need. You need this. You need that. He's just playing on your insecurities, man. Right? And he's really good at that. So you got to be ready for these battles. Right? Read on.
The spirit indeed is willing.
Your spirit knows this Bible. Your spirit knows right from wrong. But what? Read.
But the flesh.
But the who?
But the flesh.
But the flesh, come on.
Is weak.
But the flesh is weak, man. Don't let your flesh overtake your spirit. Everybody understand that? These words are spirit. Don't let your flesh overtake your spirit. All right? Hey, sir.
1 Corinthians 10:13.
I might go there. I know where you're going with it.
Luke 21:19.
I know that too. Well, we might go there, might not. All right? Because we know that our flesh is warring against our spirit. Okay, we know there's a battle going on. We know there's a fight going on within your body. Especially now that your flesh is not going to get all the things that it wants. It doesn't have the peace that it's used to. Right? But your spirit is always prepared to serve Yahweh. Okay? You with the Corinthians? All right, go ahead.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 15, verse 57. But thanks be to the Most High,
right,
which giveth us the victory through a Mashiach Yahushua.
Right, you got to have victory over your flesh, over your own flesh. Have the victory over it. Don't let it guide you, don't let it move you, don't let it scare you. All right? Have your spirit intact. Come on.
Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the outer one.
Right, be steadfast. What does that mean? Nobody can move you. Right? Everybody going to have something to say in these last days. I'm trying to tell you. It's already started. Everybody got the breakdown. They got to understand, oh, this is because of this. And this is because of that. Listen, be steadfast in what you've been learning. You ain't just start learning today. You've been learning way before. When there was that COVID 2, you was learning. COVID 1, you was learning. They only been 19. Man. What are you worrying about? The truth is still the truth, man. Right? What we have to do hasn't changed. The people scrambling, let them scramble. Right? But you're supposed to be solid. You're supposed to be still. Everybody understand that? Let them run around and try to find a way. You don't have to try to find a way. You know a way. Right? You've been coming week after week, studying this Bible. You're supposed to have this in your spirit. Right? Now it's time to draw from it. You've been stacking it. Now it's time to draw from it. It's like saving. It's like your savings, right? Right? When the work stopped, because the work stopping, a lot of people work and stopped. Right? Now you got to pull from that savings. Right? If you don't have any savings, then what? You're in trouble, right? So hopefully you've been stacking. You've been, the scriptures talk about the oil. Did you go in that, the oil? You said you were going to that Wednesday. You went to the oil, the 5 virgins, when took oil, the ones that didn't? You didn't go to it? Okay. Okay, come. I was about to say you went into a Wednesday, but you didn't go into a Wednesday. Right? But you got to be like the wise virgins that put oil in their lamp. Okay? That you're ready for the days that things are not so readily available. But your wisdom and your spirit, your understanding is going to get you through. Right? Let's read.
For as much as he knows that your labor is not in vain in the other one.
That's right. Your labor is not in vain in Christ. Right? You've been coming, you've been learning, you've been studying, you've been reading. It's not in vain. Right? It's only in vain if you didn't study. If you still don't know. You could go to class forever and never know what the teacher was talking about. Trust me, I did. I went to school. It was classes. I went every day. I still couldn't get the algebra. I went every day. Right? Still didn't know what was going on in there. Right? So, why? Because I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't studying. I was distracted. Right? Can't blame him. I can't blame the teacher. He went over the material. I was distracted. So that's how you can't be in this truth. You can't be in this truth distracted. And all this information, wisdom, and knowledge, understanding, direction is coming out, and you worried about this person, that person, you know, what happened yesterday. That's why the scriptures say you come to the Shabbat, you're supposed to leave your burdens outside, man. You care what's going on out there. Right now we dealing with the Most High. We come to get instruction. Concentrate on the Father. Everybody understand this? Concentrate on the Father. Because He's giving us instruction. You can't act like you don't know. The Most High said, listen, I've been teaching you all this time. All right? You have the lessons. All right? Let's go back. All right? Powerful verse. Go back to Romans. You got 14 verses. Okay.
The book of Romans, chapter 13, verse 14.
Uh-huh.
But put ye on the Adawan Mashiach Yahushua,
right?
And make not provision for the flesh, to fulfill the lust thereof.
Right, to fulfill the desires of the flesh. Don't make provisions for it. Don't make your flesh guide you on what you to do and not do, but move in the spirit of the Most High. Hallelujah?
Hallelujah.
That's why we here. Because we move in the spirit of the Most High, right? All our brothers and sisters, you know, that are logged in, you know, throughout for logging in, you know what I mean? Don't let this time move you. Don't let what's going on outside move you. It had to happen. We've been talking about it, right? We've been talking about it over and over again. We know the night is far spent. We know the day is at hand. We know the day of judgment has to come. So when it comes, don't be fooled. Don't be tricked. Don't be duped, right? But let the wisdom be your stability. Give me Isaiah. Give me Isaiah. You can give me that, but I want 13. No, 65. 13. First, give me 33 and 6. Probably start with 11. But first give me 33 and 6, and then give me Isaiah 65 and start with 11.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 33, verse 6.
Come on.
And wisdom.
And what?
And wisdom.
And wisdom. What's wisdom?
The law.
You said the law? Something about the law. What's wisdom? The proper application of the law, right? Applying the law is wisdom, right? Where does it come from? It comes from the Most High. How do we know? What scripture tells it comes from the Most High? What you got? James 1:5. I wasn't thinking that verse, but if you confident, Captain, I'm gonna look at that. James 1:5. I know Sirach 1:1, but he said James 1:5. So I want to see what that says. Huh. Oh, I like it. James 1:5. It made a cut. It made a cut. Yeah. You got a little sharpness to that. Go ahead.
The book of James, chapter 1, verse 5.
Mm-hmm.
If any of you lack wisdom,
right,
let him ask of the Most High.
Let him ask of the Most High. Come on.
That give it to all men liberally.
That he gives it to all men liberally. Come on.
And upbraideth not.
Right. He don't hold it back. Come on.
And it shall be given him.
And it shall be given to him. So you want wisdom? Ask of the Most High. Right. But we don't. Hold on. But there's another part of that. Verse 6. Right. With verse 6. You quicker than me. You're quicker than me. James 6 verse also.
Verse 6.
Uh-huh.
But let him ask in faith.
Right, but if you're going to ask the Most High for wisdom, you got to ask in faith. You can't ask because you're scared. You can't ask because you lost. You gotta ask in faith. You know, Most High, I know you got the wisdom. I need the wisdom on this matter right here. How am I handle this? What's the best way? Go to the scriptures and ask the Most High. But you know he's going to talk to you in the scriptures. He's not going to beam it out of the sky. Open up your Bible and seek the wisdom of the Most High. Right? Go into that topic and let it tell you how to move forward. Everybody understand that? If you're dealing with a matter of fornication, go into the scriptures. See how to deal with the matter. If you're dealing with a matter of family, marriages, go to the scriptures and see how to deal with the matter. Don't sit there and wander up in your sky, like in the sky. Because your mind is going to tell you what not the wrong thing to do. 9 times out of 10, your mind is going to lead you astray. Why? Because that's your flesh. You're moving in your flesh. Don't lean on your own understanding. Everybody understand that? You got to go to the scriptures. You can't go to the scriptures and justify what you say. Don't say it. Everybody understand that? This is the time to clean up all the madness. Right? Judgment time is a time for you to clean up all the sin and the darkness that you might have been holding on to. It's time to clean it up. All right? Check yourself out. Examine yourself. Only you know yourself. Right? Not because somebody don't tell you you're wrong, don't mean you're right. Right? You got to check it out for yourself. All right, let's read. But ask what? But ask in faith, come on.
Nothing wavering.
Nothing wavering, meaning that you sure that the Most High is going to give you this knowledge, this wisdom. And you're not trying to just say, compare to what the Most High is saying, what Baal got to say. And let me see which one I'm going to go with. That's wavering. Right? Right? My homeboy said this, but the Bible say this. Oh, let me weigh them. Right? You can't weigh nothing what the Most High said. Right? Don't weigh that in your mind. There's no weight there. There's no weight in what this world has to do. It's only the Father. All right, read.
Nothing wavering.
Mm-hmm.
For he that wavereth,
come on,
is like a wave of the sea.
Right.
Driven with wind and tossed.
Right. It's driven with wind and tossed. So when you waver, when you're not sure about the power, and you want to rely on all these different sources of information, and you want to check it up against the Bible, you want to ask questions of the Bible just to see if the Bible, what the Bible says, because I like what this is saying. But listen, when you move in that spirit, you're going to be like a wave. Unstable. Right? Unstable. You never know which way you're going to go with a matter. Right? The Father said what wisdom is the stability of our time. It coming from the Most High. We need to be steadfast. Right? The scripture is telling us to be steadfast, to be, solid, unmoved. Right? These are the scriptures that we've gone over so far. Everything is telling us to stay one way, not to be changed. All right, read.
For let not that man think that he shall receive anything of the Most High.
Because if you ask wavering, you're not getting nothing. Right? Most High said, don't even think you're going to get nothing because you want to ask the Most High with all the convenience. You weighing it against other knowledge. You thinking that other powers got something more to say than the Father. You thinking the Most High didn't write of this or write of that. That's not going to work. Okay? You have to be mindful of these things. Because if you ask that way, the Most High said you get nothing. All right, read on. Read again.
Verse 7. For let not that man think that he shall receive anything of the other one.
Come on.
A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways.
Right.
Let the brother of low degree rejoice in that he is exalted.
Right, so we're going into something else now. So, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. So you have to be, either you serving or you not serving. You doing Yah's will or you not. Okay? When you face that hard situation, don't run from the Most High. Run to the Most High. All right? That's how we run from the Most High, looking for comfort in our wickedness. Listen, let us forsake our sin, forsake our wickedness, and run to the Most High. Everybody understand that? That's what these times is calling for. That's where you gotta rest your rock. That's where you gotta put yourself with the Father, and it gotta be unwavering. All right. That's the only thing that's going to guide us. When the scriptures say more, we should be looking more for what the righteous have to do than what's going to happen to the wicked. What's going to happen to the wicked is going to happen, but the righteous need to be known. What we need to know and be experts on what we need to do. All right, let's get this is the last one before I get to the portion. Isaiah 65, and we can start with 11.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 65, verse 11. But ye are they that forsake the Most High, that forget my holy mountain, that prepare a table for that troop, and that furnish the drink offering unto that number.
Right, so there's some that have forsaken the Most High, right, and furnished the table for that troop, for these troops that's coming down, right. They made it. They gave them a target, right. Read on.
Therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter.
Come on.
Because when I called, ye did not answer.
Right.
When I spake, ye did not hear.
Read.
But did evil before my eyes.
But did what?
But did evil before mine eyes.
A lot of our people don't want to hear this word. Right? A lot of us getting, we get a little shook when we say, oh man, that was a black man that died, or this or that man that died. How much people died from the COVID that keep the law, statute, commandments? How much? I bet I got a number. Right? I got a number. Right? Guaranteed number. Right there. Right? Guaranteed. A donut. Right? And it's going to stay that way. Because the Most High don't forsake his own. Everybody understand that? We should know that number. 0. And the number ain't going to change. I don't care how high the other number gets. The other number might go astronomical, right? But that's the slain of the Most High. What can we say about that? The scriptures say don't worry about it. He said don't worry about how the wicked are going to get judged. Don't worry about it. He got that. Most High said, I got that. Don't worry about that. Worry about how you keep right. All right? We said we're supposed to work in our own soul salvation with fear and trembling. All right? Let's read.
When I called, ye did not answer.
Uh-huh.
When I spake, ye did not hear.
Come on.
But did evil before my eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore thus saith the Most High Power.
What did he say?
Behold, my servants shall eat.
Say what?
My servants shall eat.
The Most High said, my servants are going to eat. Read on.
But ye shall be hungry.
But there's going to be some people that's hungry. All right? That's the power that we serve. All right? He said, my servants shall eat. But there's going to be some that's going to be hungry. Read on.
Behold, my servants shall drink.
Right?
But ye shall be thirsty.
Come on.
Behold, my servants shall rejoice. But ye shall be ashamed.
We're going to be rejoicing while others are ashamed. We're going to be eating while others are hungry. We're going to be drinking while others are thirsty. Are you prepared for that, though? That's what you got to ask yourself. You're going to answer that yourselves. Are you prepared for that? Are you prepared to see people hungry while your belly is full? Or are you going to feel a way about that? Are you going to, oh man, if they're hungry, I'm going to be hungry. Right? If they're dead, I'm going to be dead. They're hurting, I'm going to hurt. Are you that scared spirit? Listen, man. I hope you guys have been studying and not just hanging out. Because these are the times that you're going to have to draw for all that you have learned. Right? If you go to your box of what you've learned and nothing's in there, you're going to be like those virgins that took no oil. There better be oil in your lamps. Right? Keep your fire lit. All right? Read on.
Verse 14. Behold, my servants shall sing for joy of heart.
Come on.
But ye shall cry for sorrow of heart.
Come on.
And shall howl for vexation of spirit.
Read on.
And ye shall leave your name for a curse.
For a what?
A curse.
A curse, read on.
Unto my chosen.
Unto my chosen. Come on.
For the Most High Power shall slay thee.
Shall do what?
Shall slay thee.
Come on.
And call his servants by another name.
And call his servants by another name. The children of Yah. Hallelujah. So the children of Yah is going to be manifested in these last days. Whether you like it, understand it, accept it or not. You know what I mean? All scriptures got to come to pass. right? Father Mashiach Yahushua, the one told us that all this everything that they wrote got to come to pass. So be prepared. All right. Make sure that you are, that you have oil in your lamp. If not, start stacking some oil now. If you ain't never studied before, it's time to start. Because in these last days, you're gonna be searching. There's gonna be a lot of misdirection on YouTube. It'll be full of it, right? If it's not full of it already, right? Everybody got their run in their mouth thinking they know what's happening and what's gonna happen. This gonna happen. That you're gonna be tossed to and fro. If you don't have foundation in your spirit on the times that you live in, how to serve the Most High, that the Most High has this under His control, right? That even though all might fall, He said, how much by one hand? He said 1,000 by your right hand and 10,000. Are you prepared for that? Right? What do you have? 800, I think. No, in Florida.
Oh, in Florida.
Well, they had 10,000 like in the world, right?
Yeah.
All right, so 10,000 fell in the world, right? Which, that's a small number next to the billions of people in the world. 100,000 in the world? All right, still a small number next to billions of people, right? So,
I mean, that's reported.
That's reported, right? Could be a little bit more. Could be less. Could be inflated. It doesn't really make a difference, right? What the reality of it, how many of us keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High that died? How much died? They kept the law, statutes, and commandments. How many? That's the word. Zero. How do you say zero in Hebrew? How do you get the Hebrew word for zero? Because I don't think other people understand the word zero. 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 All right? All right? Nil, as they say in the Caribbean. Nil. All right? Nothing. Right? That's how the Most High is dealing. Because this word is true. His word is true. So let's get into the portion. What we got there now? Oh, COVID cases, 42,000, 29,000 deaths, 139 recovery. Looks like the flu to me. But let's go to Leviticus 1:1. Let's get it out.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 1, verse 1. And the Most High called unto Moses, and spake unto him out of the tabernacle of the congregation, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, If any man of you bring an offering unto the Most High, ye shall bring your offering of the cattle, even of the herd, and of the flock.
Come on.
If his offering be a burnt sacrifice of the herd, let him offer a male without blemish. He shall offer it of his own voluntary will at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation before the Most High.
Right, so your offering goes to the Father is of your own voluntary will. Right? This is why we don't have a bounce at the door taking money. Right? It's of your own voluntary will. And, I must say, the Most High has blessed us with, generous and loving congregation here at the Light of Zion, right? And you continue being that way, right? But it's at your own voluntary will, right? Let's go.
Verse 4. And he shall put his hand upon the head of the burnt offering, and it shall be accepted for him to make an atonement for him.
Right, and that will be accepted to make an atonement. What's an atonement? Something you give to the Most High, right? A value, right? Requesting what? Forgiveness from Him. So you're showing that you're putting a work in for your forgiveness. You're not just saying, Most High, forgive me, but you put a work in to show that you are beseeching the Most High of this forgiveness. All right, let's read.
Verse 5. And he shall kill the bullock before the Most High, and the priest, Aaron's sons, shall bring the blood and sprinkle the blood round about upon the altar that is by the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And he shall flay the burnt offering, and cut it into pieces, And the sons of Aaron shall put the fire upon the altar, and lay the wood in order upon the altar. So like upon the fire. And the priest, Aaron's sons, shall lay the parts, the head and the fat, in order upon the wood that is on the fire, which is upon the altar. But his inwards and his legs shall he wash in water. And the priest shall burn all on the altar, to be a burnt sacrifice, an offering made by fire, of a sweet savor unto the Most High. And if his offering be of the flocks, namely of the sheep, or of the goats, for a burnt sacrifice, he shall bring it a male without blemish. And he shall kill it on the side of the altar, northward, before the Most High. And the priest, Aaron's sons, shall sprinkle his blood round about upon the altar. And he shall cut it into his pieces, with his head and his fat. And the priest shall lay them in order on the wood that is on the fire, which is upon the altar. But he shall wash the inwards and the legs with water. And the priest shall bring it all and burn it upon the altar. It is a burnt sacrifice, an offering made by fire, of a sweet savor unto the Most High.
Right, so that offering was done on the altar. As you can see in the illustration, that altar is before the lathe that's in the court of the tabernacle. So this offering was done there, burnt up, and that smoke rise onto the Most High. It is his offering that we're giving unto him. Read on.
Verse 14. And if the burnt sacrifice of his offering to the Most High be of fowls, then he shall bring his offering of turtle doves, or of young pigeons.
Right, turtle doves and young pigeons were also adequate for an offering. If you didn't have lamb or oxen or sheep or goats, you could bring a turtle dove or young pigeon, and that was also acceptable as an offering. Right? Everybody gave as they were able to give. Okay? Read.
And the priest shall bring it unto the altar, and wring off his head, and burn it on the altar. And the blood thereof shall be wrung out at the side of the altar. And he shall pluck away his crop with his feathers, and cast it beside the altar on the east part, by the place of the ashes. And he shall cleave it with the wings thereof, but shall not divide it asunder. And the priest shall burn it upon the altar, upon the wood that is upon the fire. It is a burnt sacrifice, an offering made by fire, of a sweet savor unto the Most High.
Right, so they would take the head off, the wings, the legs, stuff like that, and leave the whole body whole. They don't cut it asunder, and then they burn that one to the Most High. All right, read on.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 2, verse 1.
So what was that first offering for? What was that first offering for? We went over. An atonement. All right, this is an atonement offering. All right, so when do you need atonement?
Transgression.
Right, when you transgressed. All right, this is a way of getting mercy. It's an atonement offering for mercy that you have transgressed, so you're going to atone for your sins. You're going to go give the Most High something in return for forgiveness. All right, let's read.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 2, verse 1. And when any will offer a meat offering.
A what offering?
A meat offering.
A meat offering. Read on.
Unto the Most High.
Right.
His offering shall be of fine flour.
Right.
He shall pour oil upon it.
Right.
And put frankincense thereon.
So what kind of offering is this? A meat offering. What is it? What kind of offering is a meat offering? Who remembers? What is a meat offering made out of? I should say. What is a meat offering made out of? Say it loud, say it proud. Yeah. I hear meal. Right? Meal is right. Grain is right. Right? Flour. Right? We just read it. Right? Let's read it again. It's telling us what it's made out of.
Verse 1. And when any will offer a meal offering unto the Most High, his offering shall be of fine flour.
It shall be of fine flour. Read on.
And he shall pour oil upon it.
With oil upon it. Read
And
on.
put frankincense thereon.
And frankincense thereon. So that offering is a offering that's made out of fine flour with frankincense and oils. It's a cake. All right. Read on.
And he shall bring it to Aaron's sons, the priests. And he shall take thereout his handful of the flour thereof, and of the oil thereof, with all the frankincense thereof. And the priest shall burn the memorial of it upon the altar, to be an offering made by fire of a sweet savor unto the Most High.
Come on.
And the remnant of the meal offering shall be Aaron's and his sons.
Right, so there's some more meal offering left over. Aaron and his sons would eat of it. Okay? The ones that's not burnt fire to the Father, they would eat of it. All right, come on.
It is a thing most holy of the offerings of the Most High made by fire.
Mm-hmm.
And if thou bring an oblation of a meal offering, baken in the oven, it should be unleavened cakes of fine flour, mingled with oil.
Right, so if you're going to bring a cake to the Most High, what kind of cake it has to be? Unleavened. All right, unleavened. All right, read on.
Or unleavened wafers anointed with oil.
Mm-hmm.
And if thy oblation be a meal offering, baken in a pan, it shall be of fine flour unleavened, mingled with oil.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt part it in pieces, and pour oil thereon. It is a meal offering. And if thy oblation be a meal offering, baken in the frying pan, it shall be made of fine flour with oil.
Mm-hmm.
And thou shalt bring the meat offering that is made of these things unto the outer one. And when it is presented unto the priest, he shall bring it unto the altar. And the priest shall take from the meal offering a memorial thereof, and shall burn it upon the altar.
Mm-hmm.
It is an offering made by fire, of a sweet savor unto the outer one. And that which is left of the meal offering shall be Aaron's and his sons. It is a thing most holy of the offerings of the Most High made by fire.
Right.
No meal offering which ye shall bring unto the outer one shall be made with leaven.
Right. No meal offering can be made with leaven. So you cannot offer. So now when we offer ourselves, we're being prepared. We're preparing ourselves for the feast of unleavened bread. We can't have any leaven in us. All right. So now, yes, you're taking the leaven out your cupboards, your houses, and things of that sort. That's a physical representation of a spiritual leaven. What is spiritual leaven? What is that? What kind of sin? Huh? Sin is a small word, but it covers a lot of ground. Right? So what is this leaven? It is sin. You're correct to say it's sin. But you say gluttony? What you got? Yeah.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 5, verse 6.
Let's take a look.
Verse 6. Your glorying is not good.
Right.
Know ye not that a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump?
Come on.
Purge out therefore the old leaven,
Right.
that ye may be a new lump,
Come on.
as ye are unleavened.
Mm-hmm.
For even a Mashiach, our Passover, is sacrificed for us.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore let us keep the feast, not with old leaven,
Of what?
neither with the leaven of malice.
The leaven of what?
Of malice.
What is malice? This? Hatred. Could somebody malice someone and believe that they don't hate that person? They just what do you do when you have malice with someone? Huh? How? What do you do? You know what? You intend to do evil? Maybe. Maybe you intend to do evil. What else? You might wish evil on that person. Because you might not say, I'm not going to do it, but, you know what I mean? That person needs to get hit by a truck. Right? That's a malice statement. I'm not going to run my car into him, but, you know, if he got hit by a car, I wouldn't be upset. Right? That's a form of malice, right? Go ahead.
Or if some misfortune happens to that person, you're happy.
You're happy to see misfortune happen to that person. That's malice, right? Go ahead.
We went over that actually in class last night, in Friday class. Saul, he wanted to put David into a position like, I don't want my hand to be against him, but if I send him to fight the Philistines, we can say the Philistines killed him.
Right. Right, he had malice toward him, right? He wanted to put him in a position that he got hurt, right? That he suffered, right? Because he had no good intent for this person. All right? That is a spirit of malice. Everybody understand that? Right? Especially when you have it with your it's one thing to have your enemy. That's a whole different story. You have enemies, right? The other nations are your enemies. They're your enemies. It's not talking about that. Okay? This is talking about Israel to Israel. We're not supposed to have malice with each other. Everybody understand that? God's children can't have malice with God's children. Or do you really believe that they're God's children? Because to have malice towards one of Yah's children is you having it towards Yah. Right? So we can't have that leaven within us. Especially as we're coming closer to this Passat. Everybody understand that? That we have to present ourselves unleavened to the Most High, having no malice towards none of Yah's children. So if there's malice you need to purge out of your spirit, you better get it out. Right? You better get it out. Right? I can't get it out for you. I can't even see it because it's in your own head. Right? I might not even see it. Some people can sit right next to each other, smile and laugh, and have malice towards the person. Right? Joke and laugh, but let the time come where they can just push them down the stairs. Right? They're going down that flight of stairs. Right? Because they have that malice and hatred in their spirit, but they don't want to bring forth because they don't want to be seen as they have an issue with the person. Right? Read on.
And wickedness.
And what?
And wickedness.
And that's going more into your actions now. And the leaven of wickedness. You know what I mean? You know, wickedness is easy to be seen. You're breaking the commandments. You're dealing with adultery. You're dealing with fornication. You're dealing with these pagan festivals of this world, the philosophies of this world. That's all wickedness, right? Chantel?
Baking a cake and filling it full of laxatives.
That could be judgment depending on the situation. All right, but yes, that would be malice. That would be malice. All right? If somebody keeps stealing your lunch, you might give them a little tasty treat. All right? But, extra chocolate in there. Right? So, but we got to have malice in Israel. And as the time approaches for our salvation, we have to more and more look at the sins of our spirit and our mind. All right? Because, you know, we understand the Sabbath day. We're not going to go buy and sell on the Sabbath. We're not going to go cook on the Sabbath. We got that. So after you conquer commandments, never believe that you're without sin. Now you have to look deeper into yourself to find your sin. Because once you have flesh, you have sin. Does everybody understand that? Once you're in the flesh, you have sin. So you have to go deeper into your spirit and find where is it that I'm not whole, so I can repair myself. You know what I mean? So that I can come before the Most High in that white rainbow, right? Not having any malice, not having any hatred for my brothers, not having any wickedness in me. Read on.
But with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth.
Right. The unleavened bread is sincerity and truth. You mean what you say, and you say what you mean. Right? That's being sincere. Right? And the truth is what? The word is Most High. This is the real truth. Right? You said the Bible said, ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall what? And the truth will make you free. A lot of times we want to hold on to a lie, we're burning ourselves. Right? It's harder to remember the lie. You might as well just tell the truth and come with the consequences. And I can't remember the lie. I don't know what lie I said. Let me just tell the truth. Because now you don't have to worry about what you said. I said what it was. And that's what it was. Right? Right? It's a lightening. It's a lighting the burdens. You won't have burdens on you so much. Right? And we're not supposed to bear any burden on the Shabbat day. Huh? We went over that last week. Right? We ain't to be bearing no burdens. Whether it be spiritual or physical on Shabbat. Right? So now, let's go back. Another verses came to mind, but I don't want to go too far.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 2, verse 11.
Uh-huh.
No meat offering which ye shall bring unto the idol one shall be made with leaven.
Uh-huh.
For ye shall burn no leaven, nor any honey, in any offering of the Most High made by fire.
Uh-huh.
And for the oblation of the first fruits, ye shall offer them unto the idol one. But they shall not be burnt on the altar for a sweet savor. And every oblation of thy meal offering shalt thou season with salt.
Mm-hmm.
Neither shalt thou suffer the salt of the covenant of the Most High to be lacking from thy meal offering. With all thine offerings thou shalt offer salt.
So even though you burning this offering on the altar, you still got to prepare it as if somebody's going to eat it. All right? You don't prepare it as, okay, well, nobody's going to eat it. It's going to burn it, so let me just make it anyway. No. You have to prepare it with the right salt, the oils, as if you was delivering to somebody and they was going to eat it and would enjoy eating your cake. Everybody understand that? That's how you give things to the Most High. You give your best to the Father. You don't get the worst or the what left, as they call it, right? And give it to the Most High. No. You go give him the best. He said, don't let any of your meal offerings be found lacking salt. Right? To show you that the Most High, he don't want his cakes without salt. Right? Read on.
And if thou offer a meal offering of thy first fruits unto thy idol one, thou shalt offer the meal offering of thy first fruits, green ears of corn.
That's right.
Dried by the fire.
Right, dried by the fire, just the way he likes it. Don't just offer me any corn. I want my corn dried by the fire. I want it roasted. Right? That's the way the Most High likes the corn. Right? So you're going to deliver it to him, you're going to deliver it to him the right way. Yes, he's not going to come down and eat it. He's going to burn it on the altar, but the effort is what you put into it. All right? It's the effort that you put into it. When you're going to do something for the Most High, the scripture says we got to do it heartily. You got to put your heart into it. You got to put your all into it, or don't do it. Right? Don't bother. Right? Because the Most High doesn't accept mediocre. Everybody understand that? He's looking for your best. All right? Let's read.
And thou shalt put oil upon it, and lay frankincense thereon. It is a meal offering.
Come on.
And the priest shall burn the memorial of it, part of the beaten corn thereof, and part of the oil thereof, with all the frankincense thereof. It is an offering made by fire unto the idol one.
Right, so now we went through two offerings. What's the first offering we went over? The atonement, right? Right, the atonement offering. We went over the burnt offering for atonement. And now we went over what? The meal offering for a sweet Savior unto the Most High. All right, let's go. Chapter 3.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 3, verse 1.
And
if his oblation be a sacrifice of peace offering.
All right, so now we're going to go into the peace offering. Read on.
If he offer it of the herd, whether it be a male or female, he shall offer it without blemish before the Most High. And he shall lay his hand upon the head of his offering, and kill it at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And Aaron's sons, the priests, shall sprinkle the blood upon the altar round about. And he shall offer of the sacrifice of the peace offering, an offering made by fire unto the idol one. The fat that covereth the inwards, and all the fat that is upon the innards, and the two kidneys, and the fat that is on them, which is by the flanks, and the caul above the liver, with the kidneys.
Right.
It shall he take away.
Now you're going to find out why we're taking that away now. Because this is the peace offering. Right? It can be male or female. Right? But all these parts need to be taken away. You're going to find out why. Read on.
And Aaron's sons shall burn it on the altar, upon the burnt sacrifice, which is upon the wood that is on the fire. It is an offering made by fire of a sweet savor unto the idol one.
Come on.
And if his offering for a sacrifice of peace offering unto the idol one be of the flock, male or female, he shall offer it without blemish.
Come on.
If he offer a lamb for his offering, then shall he offer it before the idol one. He shall lay his hand upon the head of his offering, and kill it before the tabernacle of the congregation. And Aaron's sons shall sprinkle the blood thereof round about upon the altar. And he shall offer of the sacrifice of the peace offering, an offering made by fire. unto the idol one. The fat thereof and the whole rump it shall he take off hard by the backbone.
Right.
And the fat that covereth the innards, and all the fat that is upon the inwards, and the 2 kidneys, and the fat that is upon them, which is by the flanks, and the caul above the liver with the kidneys, it shall he take away. And the priest shall burn it upon the altar. It is the food of the offering made by fire unto the idol one.
Right, it is the food of the offering made by fire of the idol one. So we had to separate all these pieces and burn them up, right? Because why? They're going to eat the rest of this offering. All right, the priests are going to eat this. So this peace offering was ate by the priest, but the other parts was just burnt up to the Most High. You understand that? Read on.
And if his offering be a goat, then he shall offer it before the idol one. He shall lay his hand upon the head of it, and kill it before the tabernacle of the congregation. And the sons of Aaron shall sprinkle the blood thereof upon the altar round about. And he shall offer thereof his offering, even an offering made by fire unto the idol one. The fat that covereth the innards, and all the fat that is upon the inwards, and the 2 kidneys, and the fat that is upon them, which is by the flanks, and the caul above the liver, with the kidneys, it shall he take away. And the priest shall burn them upon the altar. It is the food of the offering made by fire, for a sweet savor. All the fat is the Most High's.
All the fat is the Most High. So all the part that they separated, the kidneys, the caul, all these things, the organs, is the Most High. Does everybody understand that? So they would burn it up. They wouldn't eat it. All right? They would burn it up to the Most High. Right? Separate it. All right? Because these organs that's in the body of these animals, they are made to what? Process the blood, things of that sort. So they were not supposed to eat that. All right? Let's read.
Verse 17. It shall be a perpetual statute for your generations throughout all your dwellings.
What's going to be a perpetual statute? Read on.
That ye shall eat neither fat nor blood.
Nor fat nor blood. So what is it? When they say neither fat nor blood, what is it talking about? Huh? It's talking about the organs and the sac that's removed, the kidneys and the gall. We're not supposed to eat that. Everybody understand that? That's what it's referring to. It's not talking about the skin or there's fat in the skin or anything like that. It's not talking about that. It's explained throughout the whole chapter. What is it talking about? And sometimes we pull a precept, we got to pull that precept and understand the context in which the precept is being presented. All right? It explains what parts to remove. And then it says we are not to eat those parts. All right? It categorized it as fat and blood. Right? It categorized it as fat and blood. But we're not to eat those. All right? Read.
Verse 4. And the author and the Most High spake unto Moses, saying,
all right, so what offering we just finished here? Peace offering. Peace offering. So with the 3 offerings, we have the first one was what? Atonement. The second one was what? Meal. And the third one? Peace. Peace. All right, let's go.
And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, If a soul shall sin through ignorance against any of the commandments of the Most High, concerning things which ought not to be done, shall do against any of them. If the priest that is anointed do sin according to the sin of the people, then let him bring for his sin, which he hath sinned.
Right.
A young bullock without blemish.
All right, so now we're going into what? A sin offering. All right, let's read.
A young bullock without blemish unto the Most High for a sin offering. And he shall bring the bullock unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation before the Most High, and shall lay his hand upon the bullock's head, and kill the bullock before the Most High. And the priest that is anointed shall take of the bullock's blood, and bring it to the tabernacle of the congregation. And the priest shall dip his finger in the blood, and sprinkle the blood 7 times before the Most High, before the veil of the sanctuary.
Right.
And the priest shall put some of the blood upon the horns of the altar of sweet incense before the Most High, which is in the tabernacle of the congregation. and shall pour all the blood of the bullock at the bottom of the altar of the burnt offering, which is at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And he should take off from it all the fat of the bullock for the sin offering, the fat that covereth the inwards, and all the fat that is upon the inwards, and the 2 kidneys, and the fat that is upon them, which is by the flanks, and the caul above the liver with the kidneys. It shall he take away. Have it was taken off from the bullock of the sacrifice of peace offerings. And the priest shall burn them upon the altar of the burnt offering, and the skin of the bullock, and all his flesh with his head, and with his legs, and his inwards, and his dung. Even the whole bullock shall he carry forth without the camp unto a clean place where the ashes are poured out, and burn him on the wood with fire. Where the ashes are poured out shall he be burnt.
Right, so you're going to wholly burn this bullock. The whole thing is going up to the Most High. Nothing is being eaten, nothing is being separated. The whole thing is being taken away and burnt out. All right, read on.
Verse 13. And if the whole congregation of Israel sin through ignorance.
Do what?
Sin through ignorance.
Now this is a sin through ignorance. Now, oftentimes we sin through ignorance. We're not aware that we have broken the commandment of the Most High. Because we not remember every commandment of Yah, every minute of the day. Right? Especially in this kingdom. You know, there's a lot of things we get in contact with. We might be sinning, right? You know, and not even be aware of it. Right? You know, to keep an unclean law in an unclean place is almost impossible. Right? Because everything is unclean out there. Right? But this is a presumptuous sin. It's a sin not being really aware that you're sinning. Come on.
And the thing be hid, sin through ignorance, and the thing be hid from the eyes of the assembly, and they have done somewhat against any of the commandments of the Most High, concerning things which shall not be done and are guilty. When the sin which they have sinned against it is known, then the congregation shall offer a young bullock for the sin, and bring him before the tabernacle of the congregation. And the elders of the congregation shall lay their hands upon the head of the bullock before the Most High, and the bullock shall be killed before the Most High. And the priest shall dip his finger in some of the blood, and sprinkle it 7 times before the Most High, even before the veil. And he shall put some of the blood upon the horns of the altar, which is before the Most High, that is in the tabernacle of the congregation, and shall pour out all the blood at the bottom of the altar of burnt offering, which is at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And he shall take all his fat from him, and burn it upon the altar. And he shall do with the bullock as he did with the bullock for a sin offering. So shall he do with this, and the priest shall make an atonement for them, and it shall be forgiven them.
Right.
And he shall carry forth the bullock without the camp, and burn him as he burned the first bullock. It is a sin offering for the congregation. Verse 22.
Right, so this is a congregational sin offering. Offering sent up that, you know, in the midst of the assembly, we did something sinful. Right? Once we realize it, we got to send up an offering for that sin that we committed. So it'll be handled just like the sin of ignorance. The same way it'll be handled. You get a whole bullock, the whole thing is burnt up to the Most High. Read on.
Verse 22. When a ruler has sinned and done somewhat through ignorance against any of the commandments of the Most High.
So now we're talking about what? Somebody who's sitting in what? Rulership, position of power. Maybe you're a king, maybe you're a prince, maybe you're today what? You have a judge, because when you sit in those positions, your decisions don't just affect your life, but it affects the lives of many. So you are held to a higher standard of being able to make the right decisions. So if you fall, being a judge of the people, that's a higher level of sin. Everybody understand that? Because you might have messed a couple people up, a couple families well with your sin. Alright? So now you got to be, there's a special atonement for you. Let's read.
Concerning things which should not be done, and is guilty, or if is sinned wherein he has sinned. come to his knowledge, he shall bring his offering a kid of the goats, a male without blemish. And he shall lay his hand upon the head of the goat, and kill it in the place where they kill the burnt offering before the Most High. It is a sin offering. And the priest shall take of the blood of the sin offering with his finger, and put it upon the horns of the altar of burnt offering, and shall pour out his blood at the bottom of the altar of the burnt offering. And he shall burn all the fat upon the altar, as the fat of the sacrifice of the peace offerings. And the priest shall make an atonement for him as concerning his sin, and it shall be forgiven him.
Right.
And if any one of the common people sin through ignorance, while he doeth somewhat against any of the commandments of the Most High, concerning things ought not to be done, and be guilty, or if his sin which he has sinned come to his knowledge, then shall he bring his offering, a kid of the goats, a female without blemish, for his sin which he has sinned. And he shall lay his hand upon the head of the sin offering, and slay the sin offering in the place of the burnt offering.
Right.
And the priest shall take of the blood thereof with his finger, and put it upon the horns of the altar of burnt offering, and shall pour out all the blood thereof at the bottom of the altar. And he shall take away all the fat thereof, as the fat is taken away off the sacrifice of the peace offerings. And the priest shall burn it upon the altar for a sweet savor unto the Most High. And the priest shall make an atonement for him, and it shall be forgiven him. And if he bring a lamb for a sin offering, he shall bring it a female without blemish. And he shall lay his hand upon the head of the sin offering, and slay it for a sin offering, in the place where they kill the burnt offering. And the priest shall take of the blood of the sin offering with his finger, and put it upon the horns of the altar of burnt offering, and shall pour out all the blood thereof at the bottom of the altar. And he shall take away all the fat thereof, as the fat of the lamb is taken away from the sacrifice of the peace offerings. And the priest shall burn them upon the altar according to the offerings made by fire unto the Most High.
Right.
And the priest shall make an atonement for his sin that he has committed. It shall be forgiven him.
Yes, sir.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 5, verse 1.
So we went through a couple of different, now it's breaking down, these sin offerings are broken down into categories. So the sin offering, we have a general ignorant sin offering. Then we have a congregational sin offering. We have a sin offering of a ruler and a sin offering of the common folk. Right? So now we have different subcategories of sin offerings and how they were categorized and how they were dealt with. To show you that everybody wasn't the same. It's, even in law, in dealing with laws, it depends on a person's position sometimes on how you deal with that person. All right, because if you have, let's say you have respected persons, but you don't rule anybody, it's not that big of a deal. You have respected persons on who you want to hang out with, that's fine. But if you're a judge and you have respected persons, now there's a problem, right? Because your position doesn't allow you to move in that spirit. Everybody understand that? So when you're in certain positions in life, certain laws apply to you more than it would apply to someone else, right? Certain laws, you're the head, you're a father, you're a husband. Certain things you can't be found guilty of, where your children or your wife might be found guilty of it, right? There's different things that apply to you, all right, in the law of the Most High. The Most High understands that. Any structured law understands that it all applies to what that person is doing, all right? They got officers out here, police officers, right? As a police officer, you can't lose your temper, right? You can't lose your temper, right? And kill somebody, right? Or you're not supposed to, right? But now, if somebody did on the street, it's two different situations. Everybody understand that? It's different. Because why? You're put in a position to get into a confrontational, you're put in a confrontational position through your occupation. So then things will be dealt differently. All right, so it only makes sense in the law of the Most High. Now, the Most High is a sensible lawgiver. All right, all these laws that these lands claim to be following, they're based off of what? The judicial system, the system of the Jews. We have the best law system that was upon the earth, the greatest law system that ever graced this earth, because it coming from the Most High God. Okay, so that they base it off that, then they pervert it. All right, they take our laws and then they switch it up and make it fit their agenda. All right, but understand the law a little deeper, then you understand the law can't possibly be done away with, because a lack of law is what? It's chaos. Right? When there's no law, there's only chaos and confusion. Because there's no rules. When there's no rules, everybody doing their own thing. Then you're dealing with the old Wild West out here. Right? So you need to have laws, you need to have rules, you need to have conditions of rules and laws. Right? No sense having a law without any conditions. Okay? So the Most High is bringing us up on that level to what? To rule this earth. How are we going to rule this earth if we don't have the law? According to our feelings? That ain't going to last long. Right? We'll be worse off than the so-called white man. Right? He judges this earth. Right? He knows our laws, but he takes our laws. When you go to court, they make you swear upon what? The Bible. And then he takes our Bible, throws it behind him, and judges you according to his penal code. All right? Because he knows that the ultimate set of laws on this earth comes from the Bible. Everybody understand that? Even the devil knows that. Right? The devil, if you don't know that, something wrong with us. Because the devil even recognizes this Bible as the complete set of laws from the Most High God. All right? So this book coming from the Most High. Huh? All right, what you got?
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 23, verse 3.
Okay.
The power of Israel said, the rock of Israel spake to me. He that ruleth over men must be just, ruling in the fear of the Most High.
Right, he has to be just. Because you in a situation of rulership. Right? If it's just you and you just dealing with yourself, that you might have some issues. The Most High have more mercy on you. But if you've been put in a position of rulership, you can't be that. Read on.
And he shall be as the light of the morning.
And he shall be like the light of the morning. Meaning what? He has to always show forth the wisdom of the Most High. Because that's the position that he's in. All right, hold on. Finish that first. Oh.
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 23, verse 3.
2 Samuel 23, verse 3. Yeah, read on.
The power of Israel said, the rock of Israel spake to me. He that ruleth over men must be just, ruling in the fear of the Most High.
Right.
And he shall be as the light of the morning, when the sun riseth, even a morning without clouds, has the tender grass springing out of the earth,
right,
by clear shining after rain.
Mm-hmm. All right, so he's just comparing you to something beautiful. All right, when a man is in rulership and he's going according to the law, statutes, and commandments, that's a beautiful sight in the Most High. Like a fresh grass coming up. All right, it's refreshing to the Most High to see his word being used properly and his laws being upheld. It's beautiful in the sight of the Most High. Right? It may not be beautiful in the sight of man sometimes, but in the sight of the Most High, it's a wonderful thing to behold. So let's keep that in our remembrance as the Most High puts us in positions to bring forth this law. Because that's why we study this law. All right? How can we be rulers and don't study the law? How are we rulers? Right? Our rulership is doomed to what? To falter. Right? If we don't study this law. Give me that 1 Corinthians 6 and 1. 1 Corinthians 6 and 1. It's important that we go over these laws. You know, you go to church, you ain't going to hear the laws. All you're going to hear is Jesus loves you 100 times. Right? But the love is by way of the laws and the commandments. Right? That's the true love of the Most High. Right? Let's read.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 6, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Dare any of you having a matter against another, go to the law before the unjust.
Go to the law before the unjust. Man, the government that we're underneath has a whole book of unjust laws. They got more laws in their book than's in this book. There's less laws in the Bible than is in downtown. But we run downtown to want to hear what his law got to say. Right? Right? He said, dare any of you knowing this law, go to his law, read on.
And not before the saints.
And not before those that are versed in this law. You want to run downtown to judge matters, right? You want to go to your oppressor to judge matters. Read on.
Do ye not know that the saints shall judge the world?
Don't you know that the world's going to be judged by these laws here? And not by downtown's going to be crumbling, right? Read on.
And if the world shall be judged by you,
come on,
are you unworthy to judge the smallest matters?
Are we not able to judge matters amongst ourselves according to the commandments of the Most High? We got to run to Esau to judge our matters. So the Most High is checking us here. He said, "Dare any of you?" I mean, he's checking you. He's like, don't let me catch you down there, right? Running to his penal code, wanting to stand, put his law in your life when the Most High's laws is right here, and you count it as nothing. You count it as naught. Don't do that. Read on.
Know ye not that we shall judge angels?
Right.
How much more things that pertain to this life?
Right. How much more things that pertain to this life? We getting ready to judge angels. To put angels in order. We can't deal with matters in this world. Come on. We got to deal with these things. All right. Let's read.
If then ye have judgments of things pertaining to this life, set them to judge who are at least esteemed in the church.
Right. So you have anything to judge, set them that are least esteemed in the church. Come on.
I speak to your shame. It is so that there is not a wise man among you.
Right. You know.
No, not one that should be able to judge between his brethren.
That's terrible, man. I hope the Most High don't see that when we look here. Right, read on.
But brother goeth to law with brother.
But brother go to law with brother doing what? Read.
And that before the unbelievers.
And in front of the unbelievers, they put it out on YouTube. Read on.
Now therefore, there is utterly a fault among you.
Now there's an utterly fault among us. We do these things, there's a fault among us. Read on.
Because ye go to law one with another.
Right.
That ye go to law one with another.
Come on.
Why do ye not rather take wrong?
Right.
Why do ye not rather suffer yourselves to be defrauded?
Right. Why not take low, hear the word of the Most High, and what? Stop trying to defend yourself when you've done wickedly. So the Most High gives us instruction on how to deal with his law. That's why we go over the law. That's why we go over Leviticus, and we learn all the sin offerings and what was done, and but there's a spiritual meaning to every physical thing that was done. Right? There's a spiritual meaning, something that we can put in play at this time for everything that's done. Because we don't kill bullocks and rams and lambs anymore. Okay? Why is that? Alright, because the blood of Yahushua is what? It suffice. And bullocks and rams and lambs, they could not suffice the Most High. He was never appeased with that anyway. He gave us those laws for us to come to what? Obedience. Okay? Drop that. Give me Samuel's 15 right. 15 verse 22, right? First Samuel 15 verse 22.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 15, verse 22. Verse 22. And Samuel said, "Has the Most High has great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices, as in obeying the voice of the Other One?
Mm-hmm.
Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice.
Come on.
And to hearken the fat of rams."
Right, and the hearken is better than the fat of rams. So it's not about the fat. We're reading about it, but all that was given to us that we would obey. That we have a sense of loss when we broke the Most High's commandments. Because if there's no sense of loss when you break the Most High's commandments, you will never stop breaking them. Right? You just walk along, there's no loss. Hey, I did wrong, my bad, and keep it moving. Right? But the Most High, my bad ain't working for the Most High. There has to be a sense of loss when you break his commandments. There's a sense of shame. There's a sense of now you have to give something up because you have broken the Most High's commandments. So that's what we're reading about. All these these oblations, these different types of sacrifices was given to us for us to understand that when we break the Most High's commandments, that we ought to feel a sense of loss. Okay? Read on.
For rebellion is as a sin of witchcraft.
Right, because when we're rebellious to the Most High's commandments, it's like serving another god, like being a witch. Right? Dealing with familiar spirits or something. Read on.
And stubbornness has iniquity and idolatry.
Right, come on.
Because thou hast rejected the word of the Most High,
right,
he hath also rejected thee from being king.
Right, that's how he dealt with Saul. Right, he rejected the word of the Most High rejected him from being king. Let's go back now to Leviticus. We're about to enter the 6th chapter. 6th chapter? No, 6th chapter. Quick work. No, knock it out. 6 and 9 is the end. 6 and 1 now. Oh, the church brothers?
The book of Leviticus, chapter 5, verse 1. And if a soul sin and hear the voice of swearing,
oh, slacking me, right,
and is a witness, whether he has seen or known of it, if he do not utter it, then he shall bear his iniquity.
Iniquity, right? So now what is this talking about? If a soul sin, right? What's that? If you see somebody sin and do what? You don't what?
You don't correct it.
You don't correct it or rebuke it. Say it louder. Yeah.
If you see somebody sin and you don't correct it, then iniquity.
You don't correct it or rebuke it.
You're gonna bear his iniquity.
All right. Anybody else? What are we talking about?
It's explaining the position of a watchman.
Mm-hmm.
When you're witnessing certain things, you're bound to interject.
Interject. Okay. Anybody else? The choir?
It says, if you do not utter it, so if you don't say anything, if you keep your peace, then you bear the iniquity, because keeping your peace is a way of accepting it, being
Exactly.
Like
that is the right answer right there. All right? So it's not for you to rebuke it. It's not for you to interject because it might not be your position to do so. That might have to be brought to the proper authority to interject or rebuke in the matter. But if you stay quiet, then you're down with it, what you saw took place. Everybody understand that? All right? So what you're supposed to do is utter it. That means you're supposed to speak it to whoever is the person that is an authority in that situation. Right? If someone sees somebody steal my wallet, right? You saw it go down. You don't say nothing because you're waiting for a cut later on, right? No, you're supposed to say something to me and say, "Yo, homeboy just took your wallet. He just went out to, let's go get him or whatever, right?" And we're supposed to go deal with that matter. Does everybody understand that? Because the Most High makes you a witness, right? You can walk around, things happening all over the earth. You don't know about it. Are you a witness to those things? No. Sin happens every day. You don't know about it. You're not a witness of those things. But when the Most High puts you in a position to witness something, he's putting that position to make sure that what? You do the right thing. All right? The Most High made you a witness. So as a witness to a crime, you have to what? Perform. You can't stay quiet. Everybody understand that? That's what the scripture's saying. You can't stay quiet. Right? Now, if you have rank and position that you can rebuke the matter, then of course you handle it that way. But if you don't have rank and position to rebuke that matter, you got to take it to those that do. And say, listen, this is what's going down. This is what I heard. This is what I saw. Right? Let's go. This needs to be handled. Because if you don't do that, then what? Then the sin continues. Right? You perpetuate the sin that way. Right? It never gets purged out. It never gets brought to the top and dealt with. So that everybody knows this is going on. Everybody start murmuring. They start talking about it. Yeah, I saw it. You heard about that? Yeah, I heard about it. Right? Nobody questioned the person. Yo, you heard that. Why did you go to that person? Right? If it comes to your ear and it's not right, you should be telling that person that told you, why you didn't go to that person and bring that out? Right? Well, that's none of my business. I don't like to talk about people's business. I don't want to be a snitch. Right? Well, now you don't put, now you're a witness of this person not doing the right thing. So now what you got to do now? Somebody comes to you, tell you about something that they saw or heard that was off, and they did nothing about it. Now what you gonna do? Right? I'm gonna use the itazah. Bring something to you, right? I bring something to you that I saw. I give you the 411, right? And you ask me, you rebuke me and say, why you ain't talking to nobody? I said, listen, I ain't no snitch. What are you supposed to do now?
I'm supposed to take that to the person that was being spoken of.
Take it to the person that's being spoken of? And what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? Come on now, Israel. You gotta think. Y'all righteous, a righteous assembly in here. Y'all supposed to know righteousness. Right? Right?
Tell somebody above you so they can
Tell them what?
What you just seen or what you just done. Call 1-800-TIPS.
Are you Romeo?
Well, you should think about it and put it to the law. And if it's something sinful, then you'll bring it to the appropriate people.
Yeah, if it's something sinful. I already told you it's the 411, it's the juice. Right? Of course it's sinful or we wouldn't be talking about it. Right? Go ahead. Are you answering my question with a question? Okay, I'll do it.
I told, well, that's what's going on with me. I told that person that he was an Israelite and to follow the laws and commandments, but I've never told him not to be gay.
Yeah, don't be a body boy. I got it.
But I mean,
and he might be effeminate. You don't know. Did you witness his?
No, I haven't.
All right. So if you didn't witness it, then you're just assuming for his feminine ways that he might be.
I heard that he was, but I mean,
you heard that he was.
Yeah.
Right.
I just told him that he was.
When dealing with people out in the world, I'm trying to tell you, you gotta watch that. You know that how you deal with them, right? And don't get too wrapped up into the wicked. What the wicked do. The scriptures say we don't sit in the council of the ungodly. These laws that the Most High has given us is how for us to govern ourselves. As you come out of the world, you come out of that wicked environment. Us in ourselves, how we govern ourselves in here. All right. So in that situation, I say leave it alone because that you don't even know, right? You don't congregate with these people. It's just somebody that's at the store and you happen to know from seeing them. Let them be, right? If anything, you tell them they need to repent and come back and serve the Most High.
That's all I told them.
That's all you got to tell them.
And to start following the laws and commandments. That's what I told them.
Right. We ain't supposed to intertwine ourselves in many matters. Okay. Right? The scripture said.
Thank you.
Right? In the matters of the ungodly. So the Bible gives us instruction with dealing with the unrighteous. But back to the original question. Right? Bring it to the congregation. Man, you skipped a lot of steps. Okay?
You take that person that came to you,
and
then you bring them to the person they was talking about.
You can do that. I like that. Go ahead.
Reprove that person.
Who you gonna reprove?
The person that's spreading.
Exactly. Yeah, yes, you got two. You got hit two today, man. I don't know. I'm not most out with you today. And you got precepts. Excuse me. These precepts.
Proverbs 9 and 8.
Proverbs 9 and 8. Let's get it. Let's get it. You know what I mean? Maybe get some Proverbs 9 and 8. Let me see what it says.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 9, verse 8. Reprove not a scorner,
right?
Lest he hate thee. Rebuke a wise man, and he will love thee.
All right. it can be used. It's kind of, it can be used, right? Because you rebuke a wise man, and you should gain a friend. So if I'm coming, like I bring back to my example, I came to Yaitazah talking about somebody else, right? Yaitazah supposed to reprove me and say, you going off, huh? You didn't do nothing. You heard that, and you didn't go to that brother, that sister. You're supposed to reprove me. I'm supposed to be on the hot seat now, because what I'm doing is wicked. I'm murmurous. I'm backbiting, right? I'm spreading the rumor. I'm doing something that's wicked. You're not clean because you didn't do the sin, and you didn't talking about the sin. Does everybody understand that? But now a new sin has come upon. The sin has just multiplied itself. Right? They did what they did. Now I'm here rumoring with you about it. You're supposed to cut me. Right? I'm supposed to be cut. And if you want to take it to the next level, take me over to, whoever I was supposed to go and do what make sure that I do what I was supposed to do. Right? Be your brother's keeper and make sure that I go back and do it. Don't let me say, well, I don't want to spread no rumors out. You ain't heard it from me. Right? That spirit is not good in Israel. That spirit destroys the nation. Right? But a lot of sin is done with an excuse in your mind, something that you're comfortable with. Right? The scriptures say a man's ways is righteous in his own mind. So it might have been a justification in your own mind. Well, I don't want to say anything, and that's not my business. Right? Then you shouldn't be talking about it. Right? Right? The scriptures say, discuss not other men's lives unless if you can't do so without offense. So if you know they've done something that's offensive, you shouldn't be discussing it if you're going to stay quiet. And if you're going to stay quiet, you're sitting in there already. So there's no way out of it. When the Most High make you a witness, there's no way out of it. You have to say something. Right? To that person, to whoever has the authority, you have to speak of it. Or else you are perpetuating that sin. Does everybody understand that? Right? This is something that we can apply, if not yesterday, today. Right? In our lives, in our spirit, dealing with brotherhood and sisterhood. Something sinful is brought to your ear, it has to be spoken of. You keep it secret, you keep it under wraps, right? Then you are just as guilty of those that were involved in the sin. All right? So, let's read on here.
Verse 2. Or if a soul touch any unclean thing, whether it be a carcass of an unclean beast, or a carcass of unclean cattle, or the carcass of unclean creeping things, and if it be hidden from him, he also shall be unclean and guilty. Or if he touch the uncleanness of a man, whatsoever uncleanness it be that a man shall be defiled withal, and it be hid from him, when he knoweth of it, he shall be guilty.
Right, so now, brother unclean, he don't want to admit it, or he don't want nobody to know. So you come amongst the congregation, making everybody unclean. Right? When it's known, you're guilty of it. Right? And we're all guilty of doing things that are unclean. You done made us all sin. Right? You done jacked us all up. Right? All of us in sin now because you unclean. You ain't tell us. We touch you. We unclean. We all in the Shabbat service. Right? So that's how we got to look at it. We don't want to cause your brother to fall. So you don't want to put yourself in that position. All right?
I have a question. This is a serious question. Like, let's say a brother
more serious than the other questions?
Nah.
Okay, let's check. You said it was a serious question.
Let's say a brother come to you, he's like...
A brother come to you,
He says, like, I killed somebody.
I killed somebody,
Does that need to come out? Like, that's not something I necessarily want to be bringing, me personally.
Yeah, but you didn't ask the brother to come to you, right?
No.
Right, so who made you that witness?
He did.
Who did?
He did. The Most High.
The Most High did.
Come.
So now you going to deny the Most High?
No.
No. So you don't have a choice. That's what I'm saying. You might be like, damn, that's heavy. That's more than I'm going to deal with. But you know what? The Most High put it in your lap. Right? So what you going to do with it now, boy? Right? You going to sit on your hands? Then you are going to be in cahoots with this man's murder. Right? That's, you know what I mean? Once we keep thinking that we have a choice, that's when we start to waver. We run into the scriptures about wavering with the Most High's laws. He said we can't be wavering with his fault. Either we keep it or we not keeping it, sis.
In a matter like that, that's something that would be serious like that, who would you bring that to? Because it just said not to go to Esau for his penises.
But go to who? It said where not to go, but it also told you where to go. Yeah, it told you where to go. What did it say? You don't remember? Oh, you ready? Remember half the scripture. All right, let's read it again. First Corinthians 6:2. Just read that verse.
1-800-TIP.
Don't call him McGruff, right? The crime dog. I don't think they know what that is. I went too far, huh? McGruff. Okay, I went way too far. To pass.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 6, verse 2. Do ye not know that the saints shall judge the world?
Right.
And if the world should be judged by you, are ye unworthy to judge the smallest matter? Know ye not that we should judge angels? How much more things that pertain to this life?
Read the first verse. Read the first verse.
Verse 1. Dare any of you, having a matter against another, go to law before the unjust?
And what?
Before the unjust.
Read on.
And not before the saints.
And not before the saints. So it says, do not go to the unjust and not before the saints. So then where are you supposed to go?
To the saints.
Who are the saints of the Most High?
Israel.
So you got saints, you got elders, you got all before you. If something heavy has come to you, you're supposed to bring it to them. Right? And they got to know how to deal with it from there. Right? Now there's certain matters that have to go to the law of the unjust. Why? Because we don't have the authority to deal with that matter in this kingdom. So those laws that are above our matters of we can deal, let our heads take it there. Right? But don't decide that, oh, I'm not going to say nothing. You know what I mean? You can't take that position. Now, if you have no saint to go to and all you have is the unjust, then you got to go somewhere. Right? If you out there in the road, something's happening, you call 911. This is their kingdom. Let them handle it. Right? But when you're dealing with your brothers and your sisters, right? Nobody in here should have no murder charge. Talking about they murdered somebody. I mean, what's going on here? You're killing people? Right? Really? Right? So
There was a situation with a brother that, we did constantly deal with him as a brother, but then kept going on until he ended up into the hand of the unjust.
Right.
He got killed.
Right. You end up in the hand of the unjust. You're going to end up downtown. Right? But, if it's something so severe as murder or rape or something like that, that man's going to be ended up in the hand of the unjust. Because we don't have the ability, we don't have the authority to take it to the next level. So we got to give it to those that did. That same thing in the time of the Messiah, right? When something was above the hands of the rabbis, they took it to Pontius Pilate, right? They took it to whoever was in authority, right? And they have to deal with it now. Because you took our authority away. When we had our own authority to judge our own laws and carry out our own sentences, then we'll handle it. Right? There'll be a pile of rocks where that man was standing. We had our way of handling things. But those things are taken out of our hand now because of our disobedience. Because we were perverting the law of the Most High. So the Most High took that out of our hands. Right? It will be restored onto us when we are free people again. But while we're in captivity, the authorities, right, the so-called centurions or the white man, the police, or what you want to call them, they have the authority to handle those things. All right? All we can do is try to make sure that people get a fair trial. You know what I mean? That that they ain't just being hauled away and thrown back of a car somewhere and wind up dead. Because the police in this society know to do that to our people, man. Right? They make sure that if you want to go down to the precinct, make sure that you are at least covered in that way. All right? So let's go. So we understand how to apply this law now? Right? Any other scenarios I need to be aware of? See what had happened. There's something that happened. But what is this happening? All right? No more of those? All right, we got it? Con? All right, hallelujah. We're going to move on to the laws. All right.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 5, verse 4. Or if a soul swear, pronouncing with his lips to do evil, or to do good, whatsoever it be that a man should pronounce with an oath, it be hid from him, when he knoweth of it, then he shall be guilty in one of these.
Right.
And it shall be, when he shall be guilty in one of these things, then he shall confess that he has sinned in that thing.
Right, so he's going to confess that he has sinned in that thing. So once it's being brought to his face, and now we confront the brother in his sin, he confesses sin, then he could be what? You can't even start the process of being forgiven if you have not confessed. Everybody understand that? If you keep tying things over your sins, you preventing yourself from being forgiven. Right? What's that, Luke 9? Oh, yeah.
Proverbs 28 verse 14.
What you got? 28 verse 14?
14.
Proverbs?
Yeah.
Let me see what that says. Yeah. Well, sharp. Oh, now you went,
What's I heard?
Use the power.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 28, verse 13. He that covereth his sins shall not prosper.
Read on.
But whoso confesseth and forsaketh them shall have mercy.
There it is, right there. So that's the verse I'm looking for. Hallelujah. All right. So he that covereth his sin shall not prosper, but whoso confesseth, forsake them, shall have mercy. So you got to confess it and forsake it. You can't just confess it and continue thinking you're going to be forgiven for it. You have to forsake it. Those are the two things that you have to do. Confess it and forsake it. You can't keep going back into the same sin. Or the Most High not going to count your repentance is worth anything. Okay? So let's go back. So that's why we got to bring it to the person's face when they sin, so that they confess it, forsake it, and then they can be forgiven. All right? Going back to Leviticus 5 and 6.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 5, verse 6. And he shall bring his trespass offering unto the other one for his sin, which he hath sinned. A female from the flock, a lamb or a kid of the goats for a sin offering. And the priest shall make an atonement for him concerning his sin.
Right, so now he can go try to get atonement concerning his sin, to be forgiven for his sin. But if you never brought it to him, how could he be forgiven for it? All right? How could he confess? He never confessed it, so he never got, a chance to even get forgiven for it. Right? He took away that whole forgiveness from him. All right, let's read.
And if he be not able to bring a lamb, a lamb, then shall he bring for his trespass. Then he hath committed 2 turtle doves or 2 young pigeons unto the other one for a sin offering, and the other for a burnt offering. And he shall bring them unto the priest, who shall offer that which is for the sin offering first, and wring off his head from his neck, but shall not divide it asunder. And he shall sprinkle of the blood of the sin offering upon the side of the altar, and the rest of the blood shall be wrung out at the bottom of the altar. It is a sin offering. And he shall offer the second for a burnt offering, according to the manner, and the priest shall make an atonement for him, for his sin which he has sinned. Right. And it shall be forgiven him.
Right, and it shall be forgiven him. So we always have mercy in Israel. Right, Hamashiach Yahushua, he's our Lamb of our mercy for the nation today. But in those days, we had ways of obtaining mercy from the Most High. Men sinned and they didn't just die right away. Like you sin and here comes a stone out of the clear blue sky. No, you sin, and sometimes the Most High would allow you to get to the altar, to get your oblation, for you to get forgiveness for your sin. Everybody understand that? So mercy was always of our Father. He always was merciful with us. Right? It's not something that was just created with Yahweh. The churches, they'll have you believe the law, there's no mercy in the law. You know what I mean? You live by the law, eye for an eye, they like to say. You don't understand the law. Have you understand the laws of the Most High? We would know that eye for an eye had its place, tooth for a tooth had its place, but the Most High is a merciful power. And when you fell short, He will give you an opportunity to what? To repent, to come back, to clean yourself up, to forsake the sin that you have committed. It's when you don't use those opportunities to forsake it, it's when your judgment comes. Everybody understand that? Let's read.
Verse 11. But if you be not able to bring 2 turtle doves or 2 young pigeons, then he that has sinned shall bring for his offering the 10th part of an ephah of fine flour for his sin offering. He shall put no oil upon it, neither shall he put any frankincense thereon, for it is his sin offering. Then shall he bring it to the priest, and the priest shall take his handful of it, even a memorial thereof, and burn it on the altar, according to the offerings made by fire unto the Most High. It is a sin offering. And the priest shall make an atonement for him, as touching his sin, that he has sinned in one of these, and it shall be forgiven him. And the remnant shall be the priest, as a meal offering. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, if a soul commit a trespass and sin through ignorance in the holy things of the Most High, then shall he bring for his trespass unto the Most High a ram without blemish out of the flocks, with thy estimation by shekels of silver.
So what does it mean with the holy things of the Most High? What kind of sin is this now? Right? You sin, ignorant sin with the holy things of the Most High. What is that talking about? Inside the tabernacle. Anything inside the tabernacle. Say he sinned, he touched the wrong thing, moved it the wrong way, lit the wrong, something inside the tabernacle he did. Right? These are the holy things of the Most High. Right? That's supposed to be handled a specific way. If you don't handle it that way, you're in sin, you're in transgression. Everybody understand that? So anything you have done in there, inside the tabernacle, and you didn't handle it the right way, you will be in transgression. Let's see what the Most High said. Read. Yeah, you may not make it. You gotta out it real quick. But this is an ignorance. They did it presumptuously. That's why they got smoked. Alright, let's read.
With thy estimation by shekels of silver, after the shekel of the sanctuary, for a trespass offering, and he shall make amends for the harm that he has done in the holy thing, and shall add the 5th part thereto, and give it unto the priest. And the priest shall make an atonement for him with the ram of the trespass offering.
Right, so he had to make amends and add a 5th part to the amends. So he had to fix whatever he broke or whatever he messed up or whatever he had to pay for that. Plus he had to add a 5th part. What's the 5th part? 20%. Right, he had to add 20% on top of that to make sure that it's known that he's looking for forgiveness. All right, forgiveness is just not given just because you say sorry. Right? It never is. It's not adequate today. It wasn't adequate at the time of the Most High. You have to show for fruit of repentance. Everybody saying that? It's something that we have to really work on. You know what I'm saying? As we coming closer to our salvation. All right, and we're gonna trespass one another. We all together, right? We're gonna have issues. We're gonna have a situation, right? We supposed to take low. Somebody bring a situation to you. It's not only for you to defend yourself. It's for you to take low, right? And let the Most High's word be true, right? If there's a possibility that if you have done this trespass, you're supposed to what? Ask forgiveness and make amends. Everybody understand that? Right? Scriptures say we go to the law against one another. That's not to be so, especially doing it in front of the unjust. People want to make a video about a brother, right? You go before the unjust with the laws that have to deal with your fellow Israelite. In this truth, we're supposed to deal with each other on a different level. We are royal people, a royal, honorable people in the sight of the Most High, and that's how we got to deal with one another.
In verse 11, where it says ephah, is that just a unit of measurement?
Yes, an ephah is a unit of measurement. It's a certain amount it's a small amount of flour he was talking about, because even the Most High, he's reasonable. Let's say you don't have a lamb. He said, bring a turtle dove. Or a dove. If you didn't have a dove, he said, bring me an ephah of flour. Could you get that? Right? So I could sprinkle it on the altar and just call it a day. So the Most High was reasonable, because anybody can fall short of sin. He didn't want to put you in a position where, oh man, I sinned, I can't afford my forgiveness. Therefore, I'm going to die. Right? No. So he broke it all the way down to an ephah of flour. Right? Glad you brought that up. Right? To show that the Most High is reasonable. Right? He's on our side. He doesn't delight in us being destroyed for our sin. He told us he don't delight in that. He would rather that we all repent. That's what he would rather. Right? We'd rather we repent and do well in his sight. And we'll be good. But what? We hard-headed, stiff-necked, rebellious. So you got to bring that judgment. Right? Right? We'd rather our children do well. You got to think of the Heavenly Father like your own father. Right? The father doesn't want to come home and find madness, the children doing madness in the house. He got to go get the bell. So don't let that thing stress you out. Right? You want to go home and relax. You want to see things in order. Now the Most High is our Father in heaven. He want to look over and say, all right, everything in order. We all right. I ain't got to send no angels of vengeance. I ain't got to go do it. I got to hear no cries coming up. Right? Stay in order. All right? But if he has to bring those that vessel of displeasure or of dishonor and rain him down on us like he has done, right? Because he's used the vessel of dishonor to put us in the situation we are in today. Right? He made two vessels, one to honor, one to dishonor. Right now, we got to serve that vessel of dishonor. Right? The so-called white man, for those that don't know what I'm talking about. Right? He is the vessel for dishonor. Right? Esau. Right? And we got to serve him. Why? Because we did wickedness. Right? When we do right, he has no use for him anymore. He move him out the way. Everybody understand that? Let's read.
Verse 17. If a soul sin and commit any of these things which are forbidden to be done by the commandments of the Most High, though he wits it not, yet is he guilty, and shall bear his iniquity. And he shall bring a ram without blemish out of the flock, with thy estimation for a trespass offering unto the priest. And the priest shall make an atonement for him concerning his ignorance, wherein he erred and wist it not, and it shall be forgiven him.
Right. So he erred, he wist it not, meaning that it wasn't on purpose. He wished he didn't do this sin. He wished he didn't fall this way. He didn't see it coming. Right? But he did it anyway. So he wist it not. It wasn't his intention. Right? But the Most High said, bring your oblation and you will be forgiven your sin. Let's read.
It is a trespass offering. He has certainly trespassed against the Most High.
Come on.
The book of Leviticus chapter 6 verse 1. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, if his soul sin and commit a trespass against the outer one, and lie unto his neighbor in that which was delivered him to keep,
right,
or in fellowship, or in a thing taken away by violence,
right,
or has deceived his neighbor.
So all these things could sum it up by saying stealing. All right? Somebody's trying to steal somebody else's stuff. All right? That's what the Most High did with. Whether he did it by violence or he did it when you wasn't looking, pickpocketing, right? Or, what's the third way? You lent it to me and I can't find the time to give it back, right? You're stealing now, right? You're trying not to give me back my stuff, right? So in other words, you're trying to keep it, right? So you're stealing. So this is all different ways that we steal, okay? Read.
Or have found that which was lost, and lieth concerning it.
Right, he lost it, you happen to find it, and you happen to not tell him that you found it. That's another way of stealing. Okay? The scriptures tell us, right, thou shalt not steal. Right here, he's breaking down all the ways that Israel tried to be slick and stealing. Right? Well, I didn't steal it. He lost it. I found it. I just forgot to tell him I found it. No, you stole it. You're supposed to tell him. Meanwhile, you're using it. Right? So we have to make sure that we're not finding ourselves in any of these matters. All right, read.
And sweareth falsely in any of all these.
Right, and swear falsely. I thought you said you found it. No, I didn't find it. Now you lying. Now you lying to cover up your stealing. All right, read on.
That a man doeth, sinning therein.
That a man doeth, right, go ahead.
Then it shall be, because he has sinned and is guilty, that he shall restore that which he took violently away.
Right. Whether he did stick him up, it's a heist. That's a violently taken away. Read on.
Or the thing which he hath deceitfully gotten.
Oh, he tricked you out of it. He duped you, right? Sell you a Folex instead of a Rolex, right? Read on.
Or that which was delivered him to keep.
Right. So you lent him, you know, your Bible. I'm gonna make it real bad. Read on.
Or the lost thing which he had found.
Mm-hmm.
Or all that about which he has sworn falsely, he shall even restore it in the principal, and he shall add the fifth part more thereto.
Right.
And give it unto him to whom it appertaineth.
Right.
In the day of his trespass offering.
So you took it, you have to restore it, and give the fifth part on top of it. All right, and then that clears you. Okay, so you can't, whatever you took, whichever way you took it, it was lent to you, you lost it, you had it, you act like you forgot where it came from. All these different things that we do, you have to pay for it and the fifth part on top of it. You shouldn't have to be the person that will tell you to do this. You should do it automatically because you know the law of the Heavenly Father. Everybody understand that? That's the only way you can get forgiveness for this thing. Or else you're still carrying that sin. Now you can carry sin for your whole lifetime and never repented for it, never truly repented because you never did the things to mend it. Does everybody understand that? You cut short the will of the Most High. Most High ain't taking no shorts from us. All right? Either you doing it or you not doing it. That's why he explains everything so in detail in the words. Just so you can't find a workaround. Right? Let's read. Come. 9. I think it was 9.
6 and 9.
What is it?
6 and 9.
6 and 9. 6 and 9. What you got? 7?
I got 7.
Yeah, correct. 6 and 7.
Oh, it's a lot.
All right. So we read. What did we just read? 7?
No, verse 6.
Oh, verse 6. Okay. Okay.
Verse 6. And he shall bring his trespass offering unto the idol one, a ram with blemish out of the flock with thy estimation, for a trespass offering unto the priest. And the priest shall make an atonement for him before the idol one, and it shall be forgiven him for anything of all that he has done in the trespassing therein.
All right. So you'll be forgiven to you for all that you have done in the trespass, but you have to make amends. You have to go to that person, and you got to go to the Most High to ask the Most High to forgive you for your trespass. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
That ends the portion for the Shabbat. Let's give the Most High a hand. Hallelujah. Wow, it's a wonderful portion. We just opened up the book of Leviticus, learning that, these laws can be applied today to our lives, and they must be applied. Because he said, he that loveth me keepeth my commandments. Right? So we love the Most High. We love Mashiach Yahweh Shai, whom the world's called Jesus Christ. We know that the only way we can express love to him is by keeping his commandments. The only way to keep his commandments is by learning his commandments. Everybody understand that? So we're not ignorant in the day of our decision. All right? So make sure you study in these commandments because you better know what's right. Because the Most High holding you accountable to knowing right from wrong now. All right? It's on you to retain this information and how to apply it to your lives. All right, so now, we know that the present condition, situations going on in Babylon the Great, the daughter of Babylon, this captivity that we're in, the mother of harlots that sit up on many waters, right? We know where we live. So right now, the Most High, we've gone over it, over these last couple of weeks. He's bringing forth his death angels, his vengeance on these lands. Babylon's captivity stretches beyond the border of America, right? Because this last beast has 10 horns, right? And so we know that it's not just here. He runs here, he runs Europe, he runs Italy, he runs all these places. All are under the same power or same influence, which is Edom, the so-called white man according to the Bible. All right, so he runs the borders, he runs the oceans, he runs the ports, right? And right now, you have this COVID-19 that he's dealing with. Just be wise, not to find yourself on the other side of the law. A lot of times you pull that scripture, obey the law of the land. Now that time, that scripture is going to actually be time to be fulfilled. If you live in certain areas that have certain curfews, don't be running out there after that curfew, because the Most High is with you. Because you might find the Most High be with you in the jail cell, with you, right? Talking about why are you here, right? So why are you over here, right? So this is the time to apply that law. People apply that law loosely to whatever they feel like they want to apply that law to. But this is the time when there's imminent danger. This is when you apply to the law that tells us to obey the law of the land. All right? When there's imminent danger, when it's something that can be taken away, or you can be hurt in some way, shape, matter, or form. Does everybody understand that? All right. So we had a letter. Manatazak, can I get that? We want to read it, just so we all understand it. We all can decipher it. We're on the same page. Yeah, but these photos dead. All right. Let's decipher it so we can understand it, so we can all move in wisdom as we move to and fro throughout this week in the various areas that we come from. Some of us are from Miami. Some of us from Palm Beach. Some of us are in Broward. All right. Whatever respective area you're coming from, there's certain things that were set aside for us to follow. So we're gonna read that briefing that was given. It was sent on. Some of us may have seen it already. I believe Captain Bayaf posted it on the WhatsApp. But we want to read it so that we're all on the same page on what it says, and we understand it and decipher it as a body. So let's read it from the top. Yeah.
As coronavirus cases ramp up across the nation,
right,
Fort Lauderdale has become the latest city to order residents to stay home.
Right.
And you could be punished if you don't. The city's stay-at-home order, issued Friday, takes effect at 12:01 a.m. Saturday. Violators could be arrested and jailed for 60 days or fined $500.
Right.
Now, every single city in Broward is following suit and ordering residents to stay home. Fort Lauderdale's emergency order came Friday afternoon, one day after Broward County issued a directive strongly urging residents to shelter in place, though the order included no penalty for violators.
Right, so Broward didn't have any penalty. Broward County, right, didn't have a penalty for violators. But certain cities added a penalty onto their city's ordinance. So Fort Lauderdale added a penalty onto their city ordinance, right? But it didn't come from Broward County. Okay, you understand that? All right, we know.
That order did not require residents to stay home.
Right.
It is merely requested that they do so.
Right.
Fort Lauderdale Mayor Dean Trentalis said, "We are invoking the hand of the law to ensure compliance."
So it seemed like Dean Trentalis wanted to use his armed forces, which he calls the police, to try to put pressure on people, right? And create laws that's going to cause financial pressure on people. So we don't want to find ourselves, like I said, on the wrong side of the law by doing something that's unnecessary. All right. Now, their stay-at-home law doesn't have enough detail. It's really kind of vague because they just said stay at home. Once you have to go somewhere, you have something to do, right? So they didn't really specify it that well. But as you read down, we're going to get some more information, right? Okay, read on.
Trentalis said of his city's directive, which ends April 17, "We believe that strongly urging people is not sufficient to carry out these emergency orders."
Right, so he said Broward is too soft. Fort Lauderdale, we're going to turn up the heat. All right, so those of us that live in Fort Lauderdale, they turn up the heat in Fort Lauderdale. All right, read.
All 31 cities in Broward are issuing their own stay-at-home orders,
right,
including Hollywood, Davie, Coral Springs, Pompano Beach, and Pembroke Pines. Even Lazy Lake, a tiny town with no restaurants, bars, or traffic lights.
Yeah, I don't know where that's at. I ain't never been over there. It must be like that. Yeah, elite white people is over there. That's yeah. I don't know where that's at. Right.
Is joining brigade. Broward County's stay-at-home order took effect at 12:01 a.m. Friday, with residents told to stay inside unless heading out for food.
Right, unless heading out for food. Broward County says stay inside. Don't be hanging out outside unless you're getting out to get some food or something. All right, read.
For food, healthcare, or an emergency. Employees considered essentials can still report to work. So far, Gov. Ron DeSantis has not issued a statewide stay-at-home order.
Right.
So some counties and cities are doing it on their own.
Right, so there's no statewide mandate for you to stay inside. It's just particular cities, right? And even Broward County is not really saying that. They're just suggesting it. But certain cities are clamping down. Okay, read.
Miami-Dade County issued a similar order at 4 p.m. Thursday that took effect immediately. Palm Beach County so far has not issued a stay-at-home order.
Right.
Boca Raton issued a stay-home, stay-safe order to start at 12:01 a.m. Saturday. The measure advises people to stay home unless they are exercising outdoors or making essential trips, including to grocery stores, pharmacies, banks, and gas stations.
All right, so Boca Raton, you know those white people like to run around the parks, so they can't stop them. All right, so they said unless you're doing that, running around the park, you can come outside. But other than that, basically they're trying to say y'all Negroes better stay inside. All right, you don't want to see y'all hanging out. All right, or they put laws in their book so they can harass you and give you a problem. So let's not push them. All right, let's read.
Delray Beach and Boynton Beach have not issued stay-at-home orders. Other cities with stay-at-home orders include Aventura, Bal Harbour Village, Coral Gables, Golden Beach, Miami, and Miami Beach. Some cities are also enforcing curfews. In Coconut Creek and Hollandale Beach, residents are under a curfew from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m.
Right, so if you live in Coconut Creek or Hollandale Beach, from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m., be inside. All right? Don't get yourself caught up in anything. Read.
Miami residents are under a 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. curfew starting on Friday night. Key Biscayne and North Miami Beach have the same curfew. Miami Beach residents are under a curfew from midnight to 5 a.m. The town of Palm Beach has a curfew a curfew between 9 p.m. and 6 a.m.
9 p.m. to 6. 9 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Oh, 6 a.m.
Right, 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. in Palm Beach. All right, so you know if you're in Palm Beach, get your groceries, get what you need to get earlier. All right, because there's no hanging out. Let's go.
The rules can vary, so check with your city or county for more details about their curfews and stay-at-home orders. In Fort Lauderdale, Mayor Trentelis called the stay-at-home mandate critical. We are at tipping point in the fight against this deadly and contagious virus, he said. Now is the time to stay at home. If we do not do so, the virus could spread rapidly through our community and overwhelm our hospitals. Without concerted action, people are at risk and lives at stake. People will still be able to leave their homes to buy food, head to essential jobs, and make other necessary trips. They can also venture outside to exercise as long as they adhere to social distancing guidelines and do not gather in groups of more than 10. There's a lot of confusion out there. Fort Lauderdale Commissioner Ben Sorsen said we have the county order. We have the governor issuing decrees. We appreciate what the county did, but we feel like we need to take it a step further. I think it's important to do more than a suggestion. Each city is issuing its own order and composing its own standards as needed, Tranchella said. Will Fort Lauderdale police stop people on the streets? The police are not interested in confrontation, Tranchella said.
For their lives.
Never trust your enemy.
Right? Never trust thy enemy. Yes, they will stop you on the street. All right? They won't tell you they will, but they will. So, don't linger. Even like, we most I gave you wisdom on this from a couple of weeks now. We're in here. When you leave here, you get in your cars, you go to your respective places. It's not time to be hanging out, spinning around outside in the parking lot, chilling out, parking lot pimping, none of that. All right? Get in your cars and go where you go. If you're not in here, then go where you go. Everybody understand that? All right, because we all, listen. We behind enemy lines and we got to move in that spirit. All right? America's not built for you. It's built against you. It's built on your backs. All right? So we hope that that this thing, pans out to be all that the Most High made it, but we got to be mindful and not be lingering outside and, just stay within the constraints of keeping the Lord's statute commandments. I mean, the Most High bless us. We don't keep Shabbat here until they come and say we cannot. I'm going to tell you that right now. All right?
That's right.
It's going to be Shabbat until they come and say, lock the door, we cannot keep Shabbat. Then, okay, we can't do it. But we're not going to, what we want to do is not make ourselves a spectacle. Everybody understand that? All right, because they say not 10 or more people, but that doesn't make sense. Why is there more than 10 people in your family? You can't go home? Right? So let's use common sense. They don't want us hanging in the streets, hanging outside. That's what they're talking about. So as long as you within your homes, you're not going to have an issue. Once you're within someone's home, someplace, is not an issue there. All right? But let's not be found lingering in the streets. All right? Let's read on.
We are simply interested in compliance and enforcement.
Mm-hmm.
But the police need the tools to enforce the rules we are about to put in place.
So basically they saying, yes, we're going to stop you and lock you up. All right? Even though they say we're not, yes, we are. Because he said the police need the tools. What tool are they talking about? All right? The taser and the gun. That's what tool they're talking about. All right? The handcuffs. All right, let's read.
Trentella says a longtime friend has the virus and is now in the hospital battling for his life.
What's his name?
A good friend of mine is in ICU now, Trentella said. He is in his 60s and he's probably going to die. Doctors say he has a 5% chance. It's really hitting home now.
Oh. I feel so sorry for this family. With the time of need. All right, so we got the orders though. We know what the deal is. Let's move accordingly. All right, so of course, we're going to suspend. Okay, we'll leave it I think. All right, so at this point, we have finished the portion. Normally, this would be the break that you would break and then we'll come back. What we're going to do is we're going to have, we're going to set up our closing prayers. We're going to do our praise now. And if you wish to, you can go to your homes or you can hang here for a while, but there's no hanging outside. All right? Yes. And then we're going to do the announcements at this time as well, too. Marshall is coming with the announcements. Minister Marshall.
Shabbat shalom. Hallelujah, hallelujah. The chief minister spoke well, making sure to obey the things that's going on here because of the situation that's going down. Just a reminder, some reminders. Tomorrow, I believe we're still doing the cooking class, or is that going to be? I mean, we normally inside, so we should be all right with the cooking class tomorrow, from 10 a.m. to 12, right? It's 12?
Start at 12?
Start at 12?
And what time will be ending?
It's like 2 hours, right? I thought it was 10 to 12.
I thought it was 10 to 2.
10 to 2? Okay.
Okay, so it's going to be 10 to 12? 10 to 12.
All right. It's from 10 a.m. to 12 for the cooking class. So those of you that took part in it last time, I guess you'll be coming back for the second part. Hallelujah. Also, as a reminder, again, the Passover is coming. Like I said, this is not a dinner. Don't look to come to get your belly full. Make sure that, you prepare yourself something at home, that when you get there, you will get a piece of lamb and your bitter herb, your unleavened bread, and the wine. This is not, we're going to sit down and get full. Everybody hear me? All right, because last year, I saw a lot of people running up with a plate full of food. Right, 2 big full plates like they're going to, pig out or something like that. Right, it's not the spirit to do that. And then with the times that's going down right now, we actually, we actually might possibly be eating this Passover in haste, as the scriptures say. We may go over a few verses and get some understanding on the Passover, but we may be eating this thing and getting out of here because of what's going on. Each day, things are changing. With this place. Shemaiah? They can do what? Can they pay at the door? Oh, the Passover dues. Okay, come. They can bring the envelope, and make the donation. All right. Also, I want to bring out, there's a nationwide fast coming, April 1st, sundown to April 2nd. The brothers out, in our nation, Israel, they asked for a fast because of what's going on today. This could be our last Passover. We should be looking for, the kingdom. Hallelujah? Hallelujah. All right. So, also, what's very important that during our fast, that we make sure we send our prayers up during the 9th hour. Okay, for those of you who don't know the 9th hour, at Eastern Standard Time, that should be around 3 p.m. Between 2 to 3, right? Okay, and then the Central Time, it changes, maybe around 4, and Pacific Time will be around 6 o'clock. All right, what's so important about the 9th hour? We should know that Yahweh was on that cross, and he called for Yahweh. He said, "Hast thou forsaken me?" Right? It's a very important things in the scriptures about the 9th hour. You need to look it up. An angel came and got him. And also the angels bring the prayers up to the Most High during that time in the 9th hour. Everybody got that? No? Okay. Also, that was a time also when Peter was standing. They were going into the temple to do the prayer because, like the chief priest said, the angels bring the prayers up to the Most High during that 9th hour. And they healed the man during that time. Okay, that was very important in the scriptures also. They wasn't giving him silver or gold. They said, we're going to give you something. You're going to make him walk. And he wasn't able to walk at that point. So we got to remember and go back into the scriptures, research this 9th hour. It's very important. All right. I believe that's it. Line Paul?
Just so I can get this correct. April 1st is Wednesday.
Okay.
At sundown we start, and then Thursday sundown we end.
Right.
The festival time. I got it.
Okay. Any other questions? The Passover dues, the garment. Well, the preparation, I know that I guess we're gonna talk about it later on. The preparation. All right. So, what are you gonna say?
Did you get rid of the wine and
No, we spoke about that last week. Yeah. The wine, not that the wine. The yeast that's in the wine is not gonna raise the bread. So that's not that kind of yeast. Yeah. So we're gonna have wine here for the Passover. Okay. Any other questions? I'm sorry. Huh? The Passover is gonna be where we're sitting at, I believe, right here, because all the venues that right now they're shutting everything down. Like I said, and if anything changes, we will let you know because right now Esau is changing things every day. every day he's updating, he's changing stuff. So we'll let you know if something else changes. Anyone else have a question? Chief? Good?
All right, so if there's no further questions, any concerns, anybody not clear on the orders that's been given, what we're doing here at Light of Zion, like I said, we'll remain keeping these services. You don't have to question if we're going to keep service. We won't keep it a secret. If we get locked down, there'll be 5 bulletins going up that we got locked down. But until that day comes, we're still keeping this service. We're still going to be praising the Most High and keeping this holy convocation. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. With that, I will say, Amadin Wapanya Yerushalayim, stand face Jerusalem. Hallelujah! 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 Who's the power? Yahweh's the power. Who's the power? Yahweh's the power. By Hashem? Yahweh Shai. By Hashem? Yahweh Shai. Kuras, kuras, kuras. Kuras, kuras, kuras. Kuras, kuras, kuras. Kuras, kuras, kuras. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Is the name. Is the name. Abanawa. Abanawa. Yahweh. Yahweh. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Is the name. Is the name. Mashiach. Mashiach. Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai. Kwam Abanawa Yahweh. Kwam Abanawa Yahweh. Kwam Abanawa Yahweh. Kwam Abanawa Yahweh. Kwam Mashiach Yahweh Shai. Kwam Mashiach Yahweh Shai. Kwam Mashiach Yahweh Shai. Kwam Mashiach Yahweh Shai. Kwam Yasharala. Kwam Yasharala. Kwam Yasharala. Kwam Yasharala. Barakatha Yahweh. Barakatha Yahweh. Ba'ashem. Ba'ashem. Mashiach. Mashiach. Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai. Yahweh. Yahweh. Talanawa. Talanawa. HaShabbat. HaShabbat. Ba'Shalom. Ba'Shalom. Ba'Bakashah. Ba'Bakashah. Shemai. Shemai. Zapalaya. Zapalaya. Barak. Barak. Barapah. Barapah. Bakazak. Bakazak. Babagan. Babagan. Bashma'ayah. Bashma'ayah. Akim. Akim. Wa. Wa. Agwakim. Agwakim. Babakashah. Babakashah. Yahweh. Yahweh. Ba'Shem. Ba'Shem. Mashiach. Mashiach. Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai. Yochak. Yochak. Shaitan. Shaitan. Yochak. Yochak. Shaitan. Shaitan. Yochak. Yochak. Kol. Kol. Rai. Rai. B'chaim. B'chaim. Yochak. Yochak. Kol. Kol. Rai. Rai. B'chaim. B'chaim. Babakashah. 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 All praises be to the party of Isaac and Jacob for his mercy truly endure forever. We thank thee, Yahweh, for having mercy upon us. We thank thee, Yahweh, for remembering the covenant that was made with Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov. We thank Yahweh for putting a right spirit in the light of Zion and all the schools that face Jerusalem on that Shabbat days. Continue to be with us, Yahweh, in these last days. Continue to guide us. Continue to give us the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that we so earnestly need to make it through these perilous times. Heavenly Father, be with the families, bless them, and cover them. All the families of Yasharala. Have mercy upon us. Forgive us for our sins and blot our transgressions. Making us a right spirit, correct our hearts and our minds towards one another, that we might shine in thy sight. Heavenly Father, receive the prayer that is written in thy word, that is written in Ecclesiasticus, the 36th chapter, and the 1st verse. Have mercy upon us, O Yahweh, of all, and behold us, and send thy fear upon all the nations that seek not after thee. Lift up thy hand against a strange nation, and let them see thy power. As thou wast sanctified before them, so be thou magnified among them before us. And let them know thee as we have known thee, that there is no power but only thou, O Yahweh. Make new signs, make other strange wonders. Glorify thy hand and thy right arm, that they may set forth thy wondrous works. Raise up indignation and pour out wrath. Take away the adversary and destroy the enemy. Make the time short. Remember the covenant and let them declare thy wonderful works. Let him that escaped be consumed by the rage of the fire. Let them perish that oppress the people. Smite and sunder the heads of the rulers of the heathen that say there is none other but we. Gather all the tribes of Yaquab together, and inherit thou them, as from the beginning. O Yahweh, have mercy upon the people that is called after thy name, and upon Yasharallah, whom thou hast named thy firstborn. O be merciful unto Jerusalem, thy holy city, the place of thy rest. Fill Zion with thy unspeakable oracles, and thy people with thy glory. Give testimony unto those that thou hast possessed from the beginning, and raise up prophets that have been in thy name. Reward them that wait for thee, and let thy prophets be found faithful, O Yahweh. Hear the prayer of the servants according to the blessing of Aharon over the people, that all they that dwell upon the earth may know that thou art Yahweh, even the eternal power. Bahashem Hamashiach Yahushai, the Wadatim Yad, Amen. Get the most high hand. Hallelujah. In the mouth of babes, Yahweh perfected praise. In the mouth of babes, Yahweh perfected praise. In the mouth of babes, Yahweh perfected praise. Hallelujah, hallelujah. One more time. In the mouth of babes, Yahweh perfected praise. In the mouth of babes, Yahweh perfected praise. In the mouth of babes, Yahweh perfected praise. Hallelujah, hallelujah. One more time, one more time. In the mouth of babes, in the mouth of babes, in the mouth of babes, Yahweh perfected praise. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Oh yeah, glory, 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 let's go. Glory, glory, hallelujah, hallelujah, yeah. Hallelujah, our enemies shall fall right before our feet. Father, say, so worthy. From the top, let's go. Glory, glory, hallelujah, hallelujah, yeah. Was I to be up? Our enemies shall fall right before our feet. Father, so marching. Hello, Father, sing so marching. On. Father, sing so marching. Father, sing so marching. Real. Yahweh sounds real to me. Hallelujah. There's been a victory. Many people, but I can't live with. That is why I love you so. Yahweh sounds real to me. From the top, let's go. Real. Hallelujah. Oh, yeah. There's been a victory. Many people, but I can't live with. That is why Yahweh said, there's no power, let's go. There's no power, great King of the universe, always doing and on his blessing, hallelujah, 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 amen, hallelujah, hallelujah, from the top, there's no power, great King of the always doing wondrous things. Let all Israel sing it. Sing it, amen. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Amen. Hallelujah, hallelujah. We all crying out from the top. Let's go. 1. time with the Lord of Zion. When you see your hands, it's your first time thinking the Lord of Zion. Again, give the Most High His praise. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. And the Most High bless you and keep you. You continue to be saved in the Lord of Zion. And this is family here. This is the children of Israel returning back to their power. Give them all praise. Because He's worthy of praise. Oh, 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 oh.
Wrong end.